Yes, sir.
Yeah, we are live, sir.
Okay. Uh, Good afternoon, everyone, and I welcome everyone for this Bootcamp 2, the session on video making. As you all know that our nation, we are celebrating 75 years of independence as Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav across the country. In this, we are from CSIR, along with Ministry of Science and Technology. We are conducting this Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav Science Showcase Roadmap 2047. In that, a national level scientific creativity competition called Jigyasa Vigyan Mahotsav, it started a few weeks back. So in that, like class 8 to 12th standard students, they can participate and they can exhibit their creative skills and also develop their scientific knowledge with more attractive prizes as well. So the competition, the first boot camp, we have a theme-based one. So we conducted energy, health, artificial intelligence, climate change, water conservation, disaster mitigation, and agrotechnology. Boot camp 2 started this week. A school student, this time they will expose with the great resource person with us on comics, infographics making, video making, and science fiction, app development, and animation, extra, so on and so forth. So we are conducting these two boot camps very successfully. Hopefully, the students will have a lot of enrichment after attending this camp. So today, now it's time for us for making some scientific videos and to learn with the excellent resource persons. So this session is organized as the first Sri Nimish ji. He will going to give you the set up the stage on scientific video content creation or film making on scientific video, and followed by Sri Sanjay Mathur. He is going to briefly discuss on video content creation of various themes, followed by Sri Ritesh is a technical expert. He's thanks for agreeing, and he's going to show you from best practices to make a catchy video and film making from from mobile phone to classical video making. So with that further delay, and first of all, I really thankful for all the resource person for agreeing our request within very short notes. Particularly all the help rendered by Sri Nimish Kapoor is very valuable to us. So he's the first speaker. It's a privilege for me to introduce him to our student community as well as our resource persons. Yeah, he's an excellent, wonderful science communicator, writer, film curator, television programmer, and team builder. Shri Nimish Kapoor is working in Vigyan Prashar, Department of Science and Technology, Government of India from last 17 years. At present, he is the principal scientist and heading Science Film Division, Publication Division, and India Science Wire, Science News, and Future Service. He is certified Google News Initiative trainer on fact verification. He is associated with the planning and execution of National and International Science Film Festival of India, flagship events of Vigyan Prashar, initiating training programs, series of workshop appreciation courses on science communication, science film making to promote the culture of science communication and science film in Indian universities, mass communication and institutes and film schools to reach larger audience. Like that is very much really required for how the mode medium or mode is become very essential. He's working on such a diverse scientific media, so reach citizens of our country. He is associated member of Board of Studies and guest faculty of science communication at various universities and media schools. He is an expert member of various committees, decision-making bodies of Public Health Film Society UK, COAL CEMCA Canada, UNICEF, Doordarshan, CIET NCERT, CEMCA, MHRD CHT, and CMS Vatavaran, NCSM Extra. He is recipient of numerous awards in science communication, include ISW National Award for Popular Science Writing. He has been associated a television programmer, producer, researcher, and correspondent with various television channel and media house like Enadu Network, Ramoji Film City, Hyderabad, Z Network, Discovery Channel, Doordarshan, and All India Radio during 1997 to 2004. So we got an excellent person to interact with our students. I'll invite you, Sri Nimish ji. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Partha sir, and my regards to all organizers, Dr. Barik sir, Director IITR, and all the organizing committee. And hello to Sanjay ji, Ritesh ji, and all the stakeholders of this boot camp. And I congratulate all, one and all, to be here and to be part of this video making session. So let me share the screen. Yeah, today, is it clear, visible?
Yes, sir, you're visible.
Thank you. So today we'll discuss about the art of science communication with reference to science filmmaking. And Anna Rowe book, The Making of a Scientist, mentioned that nothing in science has any value to society if it is not communicated. And science and everyday life cannot and should not be separated. Rosalind Franklin, famous scientist. Why we need science through films? Why science communication through films is required? And answer is very simple: to bridge the gap between science and society. What our scientists are doing in lab, what they are discovering, what they are researching, what they are innovating, and because it is filmmakers, journalists, or communicators' responsibility to understand the science, what science is going on in our labs, and communicate for layman. And it is required to inculcate scientific temper also. And it is very much mentioned in our Article 51A in our Constitution of India, under the Article 51A, small h. And it says it is fundamental duty of every citizen to develop the scientific temper, humanism, and a spirit of inquiry and reform. So it is our fundamental duty also to inform our citizen, please be careful while using plastic, poly bags. A lot of news came in this winter season in North India कि घर में अंगीठी जल रही थी और 4 लोग मरे पाए गए. तो बहुत सारा issues हैं. And scientists, what scientists are doing in lab, why and how, basically, right? What are the problem, why it happened, why it is happening, and how it is, happening. But when you are making film, you are communicating science through film, then this beautiful formula of 7 W's and 1 H you need to remember all the time. What, why, where, when, who, to whom, which, and how. Make a list of questions. Start with these 7 W's and 1 H. It will help you to, prepare a excellent content or a script for your film, for any kind of communication. So this 7 W's and 1 H is the formula of success for any communication, whether it is film script, radio script, or any other means of mode of communication. Role of science film is maybe to inform, to educate, to form a positive opinion on some issues like nuclear energy, or some BT crops, and some other controversial issues which needs more understanding, more pros and cons, everything we need to communicate for our masses. To develop a scientific temperament, and again, I already shared this. And this, another formula of 7 C's. And what 7 C's are? Context, content, creativity, clarity, communication, connectivity, and credibility. On what context you are doing your film, or addressing your audience, it must be, clear, crystal clear to you as a communicator, filmmaker, or writer, author. And what is your content? From where you receive your content? Always primary sources. No Google, research papers, research magazines, journals. Maybe some official website, annual report, chit chat with some scientists. You can interview to scientists and request them to get some papers, some content, some books, so verify your content. And creativity, how creative you are in your, decorating your content in your script, right? And in your creativity, in your 10-minute, 15-minute documentary film, you need to convey the scientific content, scientific message, take-home message, one or two take-home message with creativity, and clarity. With, everything must be clear, because science has, technical language, technical jargons. You have to deal with these technical jargons with simple language, with clear explanation, with small interview bites with scientists. And then communication. Your communication must be effective. In 10-minute documentary film, no need to take or to showcase 8-minute or 7-minute interview of a scientist. No, it will be not a documentary or short film. It may be a interview of a scientist. Please remember, you have to learn, you have to read, you have to ask question, and you can interview, interact scientists and record your experts 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, no problem. But when you take a bite or part of the interview for your film, be careful. It must be included for shorter duration, maybe 1 or 2 number of time, and it must be like oxygen for your film, not carbon monoxide or carbon dioxide for your film. Please remember. And speak and record a scientist in good length, number of experts you can interact to learn your subject, which we are going to communicate through your camera and script. And connectivity to your audience, to whom you are writing, to whom you are filming, to whom you are targeting, right? If you are making a film for teachers, for engineers, for doctors, it must be different treatment. Then in that, you no need to care about technical jargons, because your audience are scientists. But when you are making a film for layman, you have to connect with all these 5 parameters: clarity, creativity, good expressions, easy, simple language, clear communication, to better connect to your audience, and credibility, right? Credibility is the most important thing, because अगर उसका विश्वसनीयता खत्म हो गया, अगर वो क्रेडिबल नहीं है, तो आप पर कोई ट्रस्ट नहीं करेगा. तो आपका जो भी इंफॉर्मेशन है, जो भी कंटेंट है, वो ऑथेंटिक सोर्स से होना चाहिए और उस पर एक उसकी क्रेडिबिलिटी होनी चाहिए. Be careful. And lot of issues for informed decision making. We need to communicate the fact that father is responsible for the birth of male and female child. Then why we are killing 2 mothers? Why female feticide? Right? Mother is targeting that आपने बच्ची को जन्म दिया है और बच्ची के संग माँ को भी मार देती हैं. Why? Because जो सेक्स सिलेक्शन का जो बेटा होगा या बेटी होगी, उसका जिम्मेदार पिता है, not mother, right? To fight the superstitions, religious rituals during solar eclipse, Ganesha drinking milk, so a lot of rumors and superstitions. And people want to know about the medicine, about the new drug discovery, about the toxicology, about the harmful effect of plastic, about the carbon monoxide, about the healthy diet, about the vaccination, immunization, how does vaccine work, what is antigen, what is antibody, what is global warming and difference between the global warming and climate change, what is genetically modified crop, and what kind of researches are going on in our labs, new technologies, innovation, and so on. Lot of things you can communicate in your films in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, not more than that. Maximum duration 20, 22, 23 minutes, right? Is a good duration. 15 minutes is ideal duration for a documentary film. Answer the important question before communicating science through films. Ask yourself, as a filmmaker, as a writer, Yes, as a script or research content developer, what are the issues and content that need to be communicated? What are the issues you are going to communicate, right? If you are planning a film on nuclear weapons or nuclear energy, nuclear reactors, or some other official secrets, or some this kind of defense and space missions and all, you need permissions. You will not get visuals easily. You have to write to ISRO chairman or a public relation officer. So my advice is, as a beginner, as a student and teachers, you need to search some better subject on which you can get easy visual easily in your location, locality, in your city, village, right? So think visually and select the your subject, content, theme as per your resource availability, right? Are we trying to give people information, change their attitude, or alter their behavior? Yes, you can. In your film, you can give people information, and you can आप उनको सोचने पर मजबूर कर सकते हैं. You can check and change their attitude towards decision making, informed decision making, and alter their behavior, right? Do we want to engage our target audience with two-way communication? Yes. No authoritative way that I am a writer, I am a filmmaker, or I am a scientist. What I am saying is correct and you are wrong. No. You need to ask your audience your feedback. आपको कैसा लगा, आपको और क्या देखना था इसमें? So first you make your 15-minute film. Ritesh ji and our other Mathur Saab will tell you more about the scripting part and camera and editing and all. And after that, who is your first audience? Yourself. You are the first audience of your film, and your technical team, your crew members, your editor, your father, your mother, your family, right? And after that, you arrange some sneak previews of your film to check the feedback of your audience, right? What they have learned, whether they are enjoying your film or not. And are your communication goals clear, realistic, or achievable? That's why I said that your content, your choice of subject, your treatment, and your visuals easily available. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि आपने सैटेलाइट पे आपको फिल्म बनाना है. Then you need YouTube visuals. Please don't do that. Don't copy visuals from Google or YouTube, right? It is not good practice. If you need any visual, write to the authority, write to the ISRO chairman, write to the chairman of Nuclear Power Corporation that you need some visuals. If they permit, they can send you some visuals that you can use with courtesy. And if you are copying any visual from YouTube or Google, any content, any visual, any moving images, I think Ritesh will tell you more about this. I think it is permitted few seconds, some 30-40 seconds or so, and you need clear source or courtesy, right? And but it is damaging if you are going to celebrate your festival on YouTube. Then your film will be immediately banned because that visual already available on YouTube previously. This is connectivity, content, and context. I will not repeat this slide because I explain everything. So to whom you are writing, this is even more important than choice of subject. What is your target audience? For a science film, for a science script, for a science article, your target audience must be class 8th standard students. 12, 13-year student is your target audience, right? If you are able to convince, to communicate your content, your visuals, your film to class 8 standard student, means your film is good for layman, right? So, and this is this I am saying as per the researches, recommendations by the various film academicians about the science film making, and the target audience is class 8 students. So know your target audience, to whom you are making the film. Most challenging part of the science film is to convey science and technology messages to the viewer in a simple, palatable manner, maintaining scientific tempo and accuracy at the same time, right? You have to be accurate. कोई गलती नहीं होना चाहिए. Scientific tempo. Take home message भी होना चाहिए. Scientific temper भी होना चाहिए. Science communication भी होना चाहिए in palatable manner, easy to understand manner. And pre-production, production as well as post-production should be well planned and executed. What is pre-production? Pre-production is your content, search of content, your preparation, your knowledge level, your script, your research, and after script, you have to develop one pre-shoot script. Our fellow speakers will tell you more about the pre-shoot script. Just homework, spray diagram. What are the content? What are the points? What are the questions? What are the visuals? Is it preparation, homework? Then you visit some locations where you are going to shoot, where you are planning to shoot your film, you're filming, and this covers all in pre-production. Then you go for shooting, filming, is it production part. And suppose in your homework you prepared some 10 points in your pre-production script. These are the points we have to communicate in our film. But when you reach to the location for shooting, you may get some different points. Some more than 10 points you can cover, more than interviews, other visuals and all. Then this is your shooting script. Then when you will return to your home for editing and all, then it is your final script, post-production script, right? And that script will guide you final visuals and final voiceover, final narration and graphic animation, etc., etc. Final is a post-production. So these 3 stages of production in any filmmaking, whether it is science, geography, history, any subject, you need to be careful in all these 3 stages of production. And selection of subject is the first step of science filmmaking. As I already told you, select science subjects which are more relevant to the daily life, like agriculture, health issues, environmental problem, chemical contamination, biodiversity, waste management, disease, vaccination, बहुत सारे issues हैं. Give preference to the subject for which there is a lack of scientific awareness. For example, according to WHO, as much as 550 million people in India need vision correction. देश में, आपके देश में 550 million and 1 million is equal to 10 lakhs. इतना बड़ी आबादी को आंखों का करेक्शन की जरूरत है, right? So avoid highly technical subject. Already I have covered this. What thrust area you are focusing on the subject? For example, you are making a film on organic farming, right, as a subject, but your focus must be on science behind your organic farming, right? You have to clear the definition of organic farming and the scientific values of organic farming to common man. And what the message you want to convey through film? Are there any common misconception about the organic farming? Interact with scientific experts about the subject, right? You have to decide all the points you will highlight around the central theme within the limited time frame of a documentary, and list all the points and ideas you want to showcase. List out in your all the pre-production homework, right? Planning for a science film. Decide as to what all locations, visuals, demonstration, lab, institution, scientist, expert, interviews, and this comes under Reiki. There is a word Reiki. Reiki means location search, where you are planning your shoot. Pre-visit are required at the point to confirm a suitability of locations as well as experts. Always look for experts who are willing to share their ideas in a simple language. Dilute without distortion. Please note it down. This is the formula. Dilution without distortion. You have to deal with scientific content, technical jargons, and you have to dilute the scientific technical jargons. But वो distort नहीं होना चाहिए. उसका meaning गलत नहीं होना चाहिए. Be careful. You have to decide as how you will present each segment. For example, intro through commentary, supporting visuals, science of organic manure, and so on. And you are going to prepare a basic script. Storyboard you have to prepare. And as per the storyboard will help you for your shooting. Visual 1, visual 2, visual 3, visual 4, then interviews, ऐसे करके आप तैयार करेंगे तो इट विल हेल्प यू टू प्लान योर फिल्म विथ कैमरा बेटर, राइट? आप कंफ्यूज नहीं होंगे बाद में. If you feel that you have not got sufficient subject expertise of preparing a basic script, find out someone who can do this fitting to the framework you have built up in your mind. Based on the script, you can prepare a storyboard, right? So storyboard आप Google में भी देखेंगे, पढ़ेंगे इसके बारे में. What is the difference between basic script and storyboard, right? So you will get more knowledge. And Sir David Attenborough, world famous wildlife and science filmmaker, what he said: elements such as rareness, surprise, everyday experience, simplification help to make the film more relevant and interesting if they support the central idea. Please remember, if you are making a film on polythene pollution, plastic, then you have to explain about the polymer. You have to explain about the usage of plastic. Our scientists in Petroleum Institute, Dehradun, they are making fuel, petrol, diesel from plastic waste. Our engineers are making roads from plastic. Surprise element, everyday experience, simplification. And उसका खतरे क्या है, प्लास्टिक का क्या डेंजर है. हमारा डीएनए भी चेंज कर देगा प्लास्टिक. हम बोतल बंद पानी पीते हैं और वो बोतल बंद पानी में नैनो पार्टिकल आ जाता है प्लास्टिक का, वेरी डेंजरस. तो आपका सेंट्रल आइडिया मस्ट बी supported by these kind of rareness, surprise, and everyday experience and simplification. And structure your script well. Take-home messages must be at the end, maybe in the middle. And आप जब सिनेमा देखने जाते हैं सिनेमा हॉल में, एक फिल्म का शुरुआत होती है, एक फिल्म का एंड होता है, दी एंड, और एक फिल्म में इंटरमिशन होता है, इंटरवेल होता है पॉपकॉर्न खाने के लिए. तो इंटरवेल के बाद फिल्म में क्या होने वाला है, यानी एक मिडिल, फिल्म का जो मिडिल होता है, तो उस तरह से आपको अपनी स्क्रिप्ट को बनाना है. शुरुआत करना है, उसकी जो स्क्रिप्ट का स्ट्रक्चर होगा, शुरुआत करना है, मिडिल में और क्यूरियोसिटी को बढ़ाना है अपने ऑडियंस का, और फिर उसको दी एंड करना है विद टेक होम मैसेज. एंड रिसर्च हैज शोन that when it comes to focus, people remember the beginning and the end of something plus high point in the middle. So better to give some take-home messages in the middle, maybe in the beginning and at the end, and hardly one or two take-home messages, not more than one or two, right? This is a film, not a print media article, right? Film is meant for eyes and ear, moving images, voiceover, narration, music, good visual, good quality visual without shaky camera. Ritesh ji will tell you more about elaborating a message, keep the message, avoid jargons, keep it short and simple. Filmmaker must be prepared to vary the message depending upon the particular target audience. All these things I have covered, I think. Lungs of our planet, Amazon rainforest provide 20% of the world oxygen. Catchy title. The catchy title also works, This lungs of our planet, Amazon rainforest. Art of scripting, writing for ears, radio. Writing for ears and eyes, television. काली बकरी घास खा रही है. किसी विजुअल में अगर काली बकरी घास खा रही है, कोई विशेष तरह का घास खा रही है, तो आपको ये बोलने का जरूरत नहीं है. आप उस घास के बारे में बताएंगे जो वो खा रही है, लेकिन ये दिखाई दे रहा है कि काली बकरी घास खा रही है, राइट? लेकिन अगर आप रेडियो में हैं तो आपको बताना पड़ेगा कि काली बकरी घास खा रही है, बिकॉज वहां पर विजुअल नहीं है. तो कहने का मतलब, तो विजुअल हैज इट्स ओन लैंग्वेज. तो प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड द लैंग्वेज ऑफ विजुअल. इफ योर विजुअल, कहा जाता है ना कि वन इमेज पिक्चर और विजुअल हैज मोर देन 1000 वर्ड्स. सो अगर विजुअल में मैसेज क्लियर हो रहा है, नो नीड to narrate, no need for voiceover for that, right? A few aesthetic consideration for scripting: be conversational, बातचीत करना है आपको. Be visual, खूब विजुअल होना चाहिए. विजुअल है तो उसमें ज्यादा आपको बोलना नहीं है, विजुअल अपने आप बोलेगा, राइट? लैब कंडीशन, लैब कंडीशन क्या है? जस्ट लाइक ऑपरेशन थिएटर, जहां पर मॉइस्चर, ह्यूमिडिटी, टेम्परेचर, उसका क्लीनलीनेस, सारा कुछ कैसा रहता है, लाइट, like ऑपरेशन थिएटर, लैब कंडीशन, टिश्यू कल्चर लैब, तो उस तरह का आपको बताना है, पोल्यूशन है, ये है, तो आपको बहुत अच्छा विजुअल, बी कंसाइज, उसको बहुत आपको फैलाना नहीं है, बी एनर्जेटिक इन योर all the whole process of filmmaking needs some energy, whether it is voice over, whether it is a camera, तो अच्छे से आपको करना है. Be thoughtful, writing for the eyes and ears, and keep ideas intact. कहाँ पे कॉमा देना है? अब डॉक्टर कोटनाला कॉमा हु इज चीफ साइंटिस्ट एट CSIR NPL, और जो पहला लिखा है चीफ साइंटिस्ट ऑफ CSIR डॉक्टर कोटनाला डेवलप, वो ज्यादा अच्छा है ना, तो कॉमा कॉमा देने का जरूरत नहीं है आपको. आपका स्क्रिप्ट अगर है तो उसको बोला जाना है, वॉइस ओवर होगा ना उसका. लेकिन ऐसा भी है कि आप यू कैन मेक ए फिल्म विदाउट वॉइस ओवर, राइट. ये भी आपको बहुत सारे यूट्यूब में मिलेगा, सम डॉक्यूमेंट्रीज विदाउट एनी वॉइस ओवर. सिर्फ इंटरव्यू, आप इंटरव्यूज ले लीजिए, लोगों का इंटरव्यूज लेंगे, एक इंटरव्यू, 2 इंटरव्यू, विजुअल, उसी से आपका पूरा फिल्म बन जाएगा. देयर इज वन फिल्म, प्लीज नोट इट डाउन, नागालैंड इज चेंजिंग. आई एम रिपीटिंग, नागालैंड इज चेंजिंग. इट इज अवेलेबल ऑन यूट्यूब. वॉच द फिल्म. इस फिल्म में कोई वॉइस ओवर नहीं है, नरेशन नहीं है, only chit chat and interviews. Beautiful film and award winning film, and we gave best Golden Beaver award to that film in our National Science Film Festival of India. Also, you noted down National Science Film Festival of India and search on YouTube National Science Film Festival of India 2016, 2018, 2019, 2020. You will get a lot of videos coverage, and you will easy, it will help you to understand about the film festival, what we are doing in Vigyan Prasar. So speed of words, you have to speak. आपको बोलना है, तो आपका जो बोलना है इंग्लिश में 3 words per second. अगर आप उसको ट्रांसलेट करते हैं हिंदी स्क्रिप्ट, तो 3 वर्ड बोलने के लिए यू नीड 1.25 seconds, जैसा रिसर्च ने बोला है. तो यू नीड सम एडिटिंग इन योर हिंदी स्क्रिप्ट, क्योंकि अगर आपका 15 मिनट का फिल्म इंग्लिश में है और 15 मिनट का फिल्म आप हिंदी में बना रहे हैं, तो यू नीड सम एडिटिंग टू मेक योर हिंदी स्क्रिप्ट fit for your 15-minute film, 15-minute visuals. Script for a documentary, I will not cover this because our experts, Sanjay ji will tell you more about the script part, and I would love to interact. Any question, any curiosity, anything you would like to know from science, for science film or science film festival, please.
Thanks a lot, Nimish ji. Before taking up the question, I would like to make a small announcement for the viewers listening to us in the YouTube platform. For the JVM participants, there is a Menti registration process for just marking their attendance. I would like to invite the participants to kindly register and put in their attendance in the Menti platform that is displayed in the now we are going to display in the platform also, the Zoom platform also, and it is also shared in the YouTube chat box link.
2 minutes, sir. Like, it's mandatory to provide our certificates. Meanwhile, our team is collecting the questions from the YouTube. Please, sir.
So I have just collected a couple of questions. Can I go and asking with Nimish ji?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please.
Nimish ji, so we have a couple of questions derived from this YouTube chat box. One is pertaining to our competition, that is related to school students from 8 to 12 standards. So they are interested to create short videos in their respective themes of interest, scientific themes of interest. So one student is curious to know how good is to make a movie maker application short videos rather than shooting in on the ground and making complicated videos. So can you just advise them how good is to create short videos using movie maker platforms?
Sir, you kindly reserve this question for Ritesh ji, because Ritesh ji is a practitioner filmmaker, so he is very much suitable for this question. Yes, sir. Any other next question, sir?
One is related to the, ideal size and time limit for a kind of competition,
It is
reflecting the science theme.
a little difficult question, and it depends about the subject treatment and availability of visuals and demand of the subject, content availability. And you can make a 5-minute film, 10-minute film, or 15-minute film. If you have some good experts, good interviews, some celebrities interviews, lot of celebrity scientists we have, lot of, Bhatnagar Awardis and some other big scientists, you can interview them and you can visit their labs. So it depends subject to subject.
One more question is there, sir. How we can control the copyright permissions? That is, somebody is taking this copyright righted material, and how we can monitor. That is how the YouTube and everyone is doing, right?
Actually, suppose a lot of tools are there. Actually, I am a fact verification trainer also, so I know few tools to check the accuracy of a video, whether it is your shoot or whether it is copied. So there is one ultimate tool, and you can add this tool to your Chrome, and this tool is InVid, INVID. InVid Fake News Debunker, INVID, InVid Fake News Debunker, right? When what you have to do that you can upload the video on YouTube, and if any copyrighted material was used in the that film, YouTube will ban your video. Number one. Number two, if it was not banned by YouTube, then you just copy the YouTube link, right? Insta link, YouTube link, and you can just paste the link to the InVid video analysis button. InVid mein, there is one option for video analysis. So you just take the copy the URL and paste in the InVid under the video analysis. Immediately, InVid will tell you licensed content, true or false. If it is false, it means it is copied. Number one. Number two, you will get thumbnails, still images of the video in the bottom in the InVid software, and it is free of cost. InVid is free. InVid Fake News Debunker you can easily add to your Chrome, and at the bottom you will get some still images of the video, and just right click of your mouse on any image, any one or two image, and go to reverse image search all. There are a lot of reverse image searches. Google reverse image search, Yandex, TinEye, Baidu. In China there is no Google, so there is Baidu there. So wo sara ek baar mein at one go that reverse image search will be applied to the photo, to the still image of the video, and immediately any one of the reverse image search engine will tell you that this video is available on the Google.
Thanks
so,
a lot, sir.
A lot of things. And other thing is you can just from video, you can easily take a still photo, right? There is a tool known as a snipping tool, SNIPPING, snipping tool. It is available on your laptop or computer. Just in your search button, you can find it out. A snipping tool say you just cut some 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 still photograph from video, and it will save as JPG images. And you can apply Google reverse image search. How to apply Google reverse image search? Actually, this is a long discussion, and in a brief, I am telling you this Google reverse image search. Go to Google, click on the images. Images पे click करने के बाद you have to click on the camera icon, and camera icon पे click करने के बाद you just upload the photo. Immediately Google will apply the reverse image search and will tell you the video is available earlier on the Google or not.
Thank you, sir. So hope all the participants are benefited. Yeah, just we will be displaying the Menti link and the password also as a separate screen over here, please, Srini.
Okay. I sincerely thank you, sir, Sri Nimish Kapoorji, for giving us his valuable time and the wonderful coverage on the art of science communication with reference to the science of filmmaking. And sir, with the specific reference to the formula of 7 C's that you have mentioned: context, content, creativity, the clarity, communication.
Your voice is not audible.
Rini, you are muted now.
I don't think, but there is some problem in voice audio.
No.
Yeah. Now it is better. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So shall I go again to thank you?
Yeah.
Okay. I thank you sincerely. I thank you, sir, Sri Nimish Kapoorji, for giving us your valuable time and also the wonderful coverage on the art of science communication with the reference to science of filmmaking and the special reference to the formula of 7 C's that you mentioned: context, content, creativity, clarity.
Hello, again you got muted.
There is some system problem, I think.
Yeah, you're muted again. You're muted. Yes, start. Yeah.
No, not audible. No issues. I accepted your thanks and thank you for your thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. If you can stay, or it's fine. Maybe thanks for giving kind of your time in your busy schedule, and wonderfully the 7 C's definitely.
And these 7 W's and 1 H also. Yeah,
everything will communicate to the students, so that will be great, sir. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you.
Now I'm audible?
Yeah, now you can continue. So the students are like, now we have the multimeter right now as well as at the end of the program. So for this, we are going to collect your name, email ID, and the school name for the certification, who are all attending. Please stay tuned till the end. Okay, so right now also you can enter, and later part of the end of the program also you can enter your information. Thank you.
Okay. Am I audible, sir?
Yes.
Okay. So for all the students, these are instructions. Please click on this link, or you can log into menti.com and enter this passcode. We just need your registered name, email ID, and school's name. Okay. Is my screen visible?
Yes, you are.
So this is the link. Please click on this link, or you can log into menti.com and enter the passcode 25047602. You'll be required to enter your registered name, email ID, and school's name.
The link is already posted in the YouTube chat box also. So please mark your attendance. So can we proceed further with our next experts?
But Menti.
Yes, please go on, carry on. Yes, please carry on, Dr. Praveen.
So our next speaker who is joined with us is Sri Sanjay Mathurji. Sanjay Mathurji is a popular filmmaker from Lucknow, working in audio visual communication industry for more than 25 years. He has enormous experience in making documentary and feature films that reflects various societal sectors and developmental thrusts like sustainable growth, agriculture, science, urban governance, Panchayati Raj institutions, etc. He is having a YouTube channel with more than 10 lakhs views and subscribers. He is along with us today for sharing his wisdom and preparing you further for video making process. So over to you, Sanjay Mathurji.
Good afternoon.
आप audible है, आप audible.
Audio. Good afternoon to everybody. So today I am going to speak on the content writing in filmmaking. It is the most important aspect. Can you share my? Oh yes. Okay. Thank you. So I would like to speak on the most important aspect of a filmmaking, that is content writing. So basically, there are two parts in the filmmaking which are most important. One is the technical aspect, and the other one is content writing. Content is basically important in filmmaking as well as the techniques. So technique part will Mr. Ritesh will tell you, but I will try to get you the content writing part. So there are two types of film which we are making. One is entertaining films and one is informative films. So when you go to a theater to see a film, it's called an entertaining film, where so many part of entertainment you will find in those films. What are those entertaining parts in those films? If you want to check that, you will find a story over there, you will find music, you will find dance, you will get songs, etc. So these art forms are basically formed in entertaining film. But while there are other films which only give you information about certain happenings, certain subject, so that is called the informative films. So basically, we expect you to produce informative films because entertainment films are rather need a lot of cost. But in informative film, the cost is not that much you require to make the film. Now, what is the difference between both the films, entertaining and informative films? So, as I earlier informed you that entertaining films are those which have lot of entertainment values, and informative films are those which give you information about a subject, about a happening, or any other thing, which are so many subjects to give on for informative films. Now we classify informative films in so many films. There are short films, there are news films, documentary films, advertising films, awareness films, etc. and so on. So now what are the difference between these informative films, that's short film, news films, documentary films, advertising films, awareness films, and so many? So for short films, suppose we are talking about short films. So if you produce a shorter duration film, which is of 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, then you can say it's a short film. There is a news film. news films. As you see on your television screens, that news is flashing on so many. So daily you see news films. They are basically news films. So now you can find the difference between short films and news films. What are the difference between short films, news film, documentaries, and advertising films, awareness films? So as I earlier said, short films have certain duration. उनका अपना कुछ उनका एक समय सीमा है कि इतनी देर की एक शॉर्ट फिल्म आप बना सकते हैं. इट इज लाइक एंड न्यूज फिल्म्स आर दोस, वो न्यूज फिल्म्स हैं जिनमें आप रोज की न्यूज दिखा रहे हैं. इसमें किसी तरह का पर्सपेक्टिव नहीं है, सिर्फ खाली एग्जैक्टली व्हाट इज हैपनिंग इन द वर्ल्ड, दैट इज न्यूज. नाउ डॉक्यूमेंट्री, if you are documenting something, something are happening, something is happening over there, so you are documenting those facts, so it is under the purview of documentary films. Now other film, awareness films, if you are giving certain messages to audience, then it is in the purview of awareness films. Now why we are trying to elaborate such things to you? So when you are, suppose you are going to make a film, now what will you do? What do you want to show your audience? सबसे पहली चीज, आप क्या दिखाना चाहते हैं उस फिल्म के माध्यम से और क्यों दिखाना चाहते हैं? आप अपनी फिल्म के जरिए अपने दर्शकों को क्या दिखाना चाहते हैं और क्यों दिखाना चाहते हैं? So then the content, the subject, will arise. The most important aspect of the filmmaking is why you want to show a film to the audience. क्या दिखाना है? क्या वो कोई नई चीज है? क्या वो कोई ऐसी इंफॉर्मेशन है जो दर्शकों को जाननी चाहिए? The most important aspect of your film is what do you want to show your audience and why you want to show it to audience. Audience कौन है? हम अगर कोई भी काम कर रहे हैं, suppose we are going to make a film, the primary objective, who will see the film and why? कौन उस फिल्म को देखेगा और क्यों? क्या उसमें हम कोई नई बात कहने जा रहे हैं? क्या उसमें कोई ऐसी चीज बताने जा रहे हैं जो लोगों को नहीं पता है? या उसमें कोई ऐसा संदेश जा रहा है जो लोगों के लिए जरूरी है? या कुछ लोगों को पता है, कुछ लोगों को और बताया जाना है, वगैरह वगैरह. तो सबसे पहले हमें ये जान लेना बहुत जरूरी है किसी भी फिल्म के लिए बनाने से पहले कि हम उस फिल्म को क्यों बना रहे हैं और किसके लिए बना रहे हैं, हमारे दर्शक कहाँ से, कौन है और वो क्यों उस फिल्म को देखेंगे. अब जैसे ही ये तय करते हैं कि हम ये फिल्म बना रहे हैं, हम सबसे पहले, जैसे निमिष जी ने बताया, कि हमको कंटेंट का प्लानिंग करनी होगी कि कंटेंट कैसे दिखाया जाना है. नेचुरली अब इसमें एक शुरुआत होगी, जैसे उन्होंने बताया कि एक शुरुआत करनी होती है. आप किसी भी चीज को यूं सिक्लूजन में नहीं बता सकते, हमको उसको कई हिस्सों के जरिए बताने की जरूरत पड़ती है. तो एक उसका शुरू होगा. यानी शुरू का मतलब क्या हुआ? शुरू का मतलब ये हुआ कि व्हाट इज द प्रॉब्लम. प्रॉब्लम क्या है, मतलब हम क्या बताना चाहते हैं, मतलब शुरू कहाँ से करते हैं, क्या चीज है वो जो जिसको दिखाया ही जाना है, या वो कौन सा ऐसा एस्पेक्ट है, वो कौन सा ऐसा पर्सपेक्टिव है, या कौन सा नजरिया है जो हमको उस फिल्म के जरिए बताना है. मान लीजिए आपके बहुत सारे विषय इसमें दिए गए हैं. सपोज आप वाटर कंजर्वेशन पर काम करते हैं, फॉर इंस्टेंस वाटर कंजर्वेशन में कौन सा एंगल, किस एंगल को हम लेकर चलते हैं? मान लीजिए हम ये बताना चाहते हैं कि ग्रे वाटर मैनेजमेंट किया जाना है. सपोज वी आर मेकिंग a film on grey water management. Then what we will do? कहाँ से शुरू करेंगे? So what is grey water? क्या हमारा दर्शक ये जानता है कि ग्रे वाटर क्या होता है? हम जिस ऑडियंस को ये बताना चाहते हैं वो क्या उस ग्रे वाटर को समझता है कि ग्रे वाटर हम किसे कहते हैं? इट मीन्स अगर वो नहीं समझता है, अगर हम कुछ साइंस के लोगों के लिए फिल्म बना रहे हैं तो वो तो जरूर जानता है कि ग्रे वाटर क्या है, लेकिन जो हमारा लेमैन है वो नहीं जानता कि ग्रे वाटर क्या है. इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि हमको अपनी शुरुआत में ग्रे वाटर और ग्रे वाटर से जुड़े हुए बहुत से एस्पेक्ट्स को कवर करना होगा और वो हमारे कंटेंट का एक शुरुआत का हिस्सा होगा. अब हम उस मैनेजमेंट पे काम कर रहे हैं ग्रे वाटर. तो जो हमारा बीच का हिस्सा है वो ये जरूर बताएगा दर्शक को कि एग्जैक्टली वो कैसे किया गया. जैसे निमी जी ने बताया कि हम लोग प्रिंसिपल ऑफ 7W and 1H यूज करेंगे, तो उसमें हम 7Ws हैं, लेकिन जो उसमें सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट 4Ws है जो आपके कंटेंट को बताने के लिए बताएंगे कि एग्जैक्टली क्या हुआ, क्यों हुआ, कहाँ हुआ, कैसे हुआ, कब हुआ. दर्शक जब ये देखेगा तो वो ये जान पाएगा कि एग्जैक्टली व्हाट हैपेंड टू मैनेज दिस ग्रे वाटर. So in the mid you will describe what, when, where, why and how. So this is one more, and now the end. So how much it is affecting to the community. कम्युनिटी को ये कैसे प्रभावित कर रहा है, ये जो पूरा आपने मैनेजमेंट समझाया. And what community is being affected by this grey water management. कैसे वो कम्युनिटी उससे प्रभावित हो रही है ये आपको और बताना है. तो यानी आपने एक टेक्निक बताई, you have explained a technique to the audience that this technique is being used to manage grey water in this particular community of our country. And finally, how many people are being affected by this management and how much water we are conserving through this process. So when you are planning your content, you must follow this beginning, middle and end. Once again, I will try to explain once again. Beginning, when you are suggesting to the audience the problem. What is the problem and why it is happening? And now as a filmmaker, you are suggesting certain model to the audience. Then this is the model and it is being used in this area. ये इसको यहाँ पर हम इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं and it is successful. So you, and in the end आप ये बता रहे हैं कि exactly हमने कितना पानी बचाया. So this is just an example and you can plan your script, your content according to this rule. So there is a beginning in your content, there is a middle, and there is an end. And we all follow 7 W's and 1 H, and more, 4 W's are essential. 4 W's with 1 H. क्या हो रहा, कहाँ हो रहा, कैसे हो रहा, क्यों हो रहा, ये दर्शक जब जान जाता है तो दर्शक को ये समझ में आ जाता है कि एग्जैक्टली उसने फिल्म से क्या सीखा, क्या हासिल किया, क्या समझा. Now, the most important, suppose you are making this film to, as Nimish sir told you, that whom you are going to project this film. आप किसको ये फिल्म दिखाना चाहते हैं, वो कौन है. उसमें एक क्राइटेरिया होता है कि लेमैन. For the whole country you are making a film, anybody can say. So then you will use a different language. Your language will be different if you are making the film for the whole world. But if you are going to address a specified audience, अगर आप किसी specified audience के साथ काम कर रहे हैं, then you will work out on the language as per the need. आप उस लैंग्वेज में काम करेंगे जिस लैंग्वेज की वहां पर जरूरत है. यानी you can use as many technical words as you can, but if you are making a film to larger audience or a layman, then you are not supposed to use technical words in those films. So language is very, very important part in your complete audio visual production. So prior to start your film, you must go through and select the language for your film as per the need. Now, as I told you earlier, selection of audience. It is, suppose you are going to send your film in the competition, then it is just specified for competition. Suppose you also want to show your film to the larger audience. You are sending it for competition, and as well as you want your film to be seen by larger audience. अगर larger audience भी आपकी फिल्म को देखे तो हमें उसके IQ पर जाकर, यानी वो क्या सोचता है, या वो उसका, अगर एक वो व्यक्ति जो उन सारी टर्मिनोलॉजी से परिचित नहीं है और वो उस फिल्म को देखता है तो वो उससे क्या हासिल करता है, क्योंकि we are making the film for the audience. Audience is the primary for which we are making a film. हम घर पर बैठकर देखने के लिए फिल्म नहीं बना रहे, हमको नहीं देखनी, उन लोगों को देखनी है जिनके लिए हम उस फिल्म को बना रहे हैं. तो इसका मतलब हमें उन्हीं की भाषा का यूज करना होगा. हम हिंदी में बना रहे हैं तो हिंदी में, अंग्रेजी में बना रहे हैं अंग्रेजी में, और किसी लैंग्वेज में, अपने रीजनल लैंग्वेज में बनाना चाहते हैं तो वो उस रीजन के लिए इफेक्टिव होगा. Now, another part of the film. हम एक कहानी कह रहे हैं, हम कुछ बता रहे हैं और हमको बहुत आसानी से उसको समझाना है. यानी म्यूजिक ऑलवेज प्ले ए रोल टू emphasize the impact in the film. हमारा जो म्यूजिक होता है वो उस पर्टिकुलर चीज को एम्फेसाइज करने के लिए मदद करता है। जैसे आप कोई म्यूजिक क्लास ज्वाइन करते हैं तो म्यूजिक क्या काम करता है? म्यूजिक आपके लिए एक माहौल पैदा करता है। आप उस म्यूजिक को सुन के उसमें खोने लगते हैं। यानी म्यूजिक का काम ये है कि वो एक एटमॉस्फेयर, एक माहौल पैदा करता है। So when you use background music in your film, so it emphasizes the impact of the film on your audience. यानी आपको अपनी फिल्म को बेहतर बनाने के लिए आपको बैकग्राउंड म्यूजिक जैसे हिस्से पर भी मेहनत करनी होगी, जानकारी इकट्ठी करनी होगी कि कौन सा म्यूजिक क्या इफेक्ट जनरेट करता है और कैसे उसका प्रभाव दर्शक पर पड़ता है। So one more thing which you have to learn is assess, analyze and the background music for your film. So there are sources where you can collect the background music for your film. We will discuss it later, but I would just like to say that what is the importance of background music in your film. Now, the most important part for which I was trying to lead you, where there is the most important thing is the story. But as we are not making a story film, so we can write narration or commentary for the film. Suppose you want to make a film with artists. Suppose you want to project a scientific experiment with artists. Then naturally you need a story. You need a story to tell that scientific experiment to the audience. But you also can say through a narration or commentary, you can narrate the story through a narration. So there are two basic things for your content. You can go for story and you can go for your narration. And you can club both of them in one film also. As Nimish sir told you in his lecture earlier. So it means you have to decide what is the best suitable method for your film. If you are going for a story film, you can opt a story film. If you are making, no, I am making a documentary, then you must write a narration or commentary for the film. Now, suppose we are making a documentary or a short film. So the narration is the audio part of your film. So first of all, you have to write a narration. What is narration? As I told you earlier, beginning, mid, end. So initially in your narration, you will write the problem. Why we are making this film? What is the need to produce this film? So it means there is certain problem which we are trying to show to the audience. And the solution and the end. So you are writing your narration or commentary accordingly. आप अपनी जो भी कमेंट्री या नरेशन लिख रहे हैं उसमें इन चीजों का ध्यान रखें। आप यहां से भी शुरू कर सकते हैं कि यू फर्स्ट शो योर रिजल्ट एंड देन स्टार्ट द प्रॉब्लम। So it all depends upon you because you are going to create a new thing. So there are so many options available to you and you are creative, you are creating certain things, so you can create in your own manner. There are no set rules to say that this will be like this. You can create your own way, but rules are there, but you can break the rules in your writing content. Now, how to write narrative? Next, how to write the narrative. हम कैसे लिखेंगे narrative? हम क्या लिखना चाहते हैं? So the most important thing is the flow of our writing. What is the flow of our writing? Suppose आप लिखते हैं कि we are again go to that example of grey water management. Suppose we start from here. Suppose this film is in a Hindi and you start from here. इस गांव में इतना क्यूसेक पानी घरों से निकलता है. For instance, there are 100 households in that particular village. And the grey water comes out from the 100 houses is collected in a pond. So now you start from here. When you say about the pond, now your next sentence will speak about that pond which is situated in that particular village. यानी आपका अगला सेंटेंस उस तालाब के बारे में बात करेगा. फिर तालाब उस गांव को कैसे प्रभावित करता है इस पर हमको बात करनी है. फिर हमको गांव वाले उससे कैसे अफेक्टेड हो रहे हैं इस पर बात करनी है. यानी देयर इज अ फ्लो इन योर ईच एंड एवरी सेंटेंस. पिछला सेंटेंस अगले सेंटेंस से जब तक कोहेसिवनेस के साथ कनेक्ट नहीं होगा तब तक दर्शक या हमारा ऑडियंस उसको आइडेंटिफाई नहीं कर पाएगा. We are making all our films for audience, so we will keep their perspective all the time in our mind. हमें हमेशा अपने ऑडियंस के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से इन सारी चीजों को तैयार करना होगा. यानी फ्लो ऑफ सीन्स यही होगा कि जो हम नैरेटिव तैयार कर रहे हैं वो कैसे एक के बाद एक दूसरे से जुड़ा हुआ है. अगर वो जुड़ाव ठीक नहीं है तो हमारा फ्लो ऑफ सीन्स ठीक नहीं होगा और हमारी फिल्म बड़ी हैपहैजर्ड वे में चलेगी और दर्शक उससे रिलेट नहीं कर पाएंगे कि एग्जैक्टली व्हाट द फिल्म मेकर वांट्स टू शो इन हिज फिल्म. इसलिए हम जब भी नैरेटिव तैयार करेंगे हमें उन फ्लो ऑफ सीन्स के ऊपर लगातार ध्यान देना पड़ेगा और उसके आधार पर ही हमें अपनी स्क्रिप्ट को या नैरेटिव को आगे बढ़ाना होगा. एक बार लिखने के बाद आप उसको कई बार पढ़ सकते हैं. पढ़ें, उसको कई बार पढ़ें और जब आपको लगे कि हाँ ये अब आपके हिसाब से ठीक हो गया, इसमें सूचनाएं भी बहुत सारी चली गई, जो सूचना हम देना चाहता है क्या वो जा रही है, क्या वो गई, क्या वो दर्शकों तक प्रॉपरली कम्युनिकेट हुई, क्या हमारा ये जो कम्युनिकेशन है ये कंप्लीट हो रहा है। हमको उस पर जरूर ध्यान देना होगा। और उस वो आप जब दूसरी तीसरी चौथी बार उस पूरे लिखे हुए को पढ़ लेंगे तब आपको समझ में आएगा कि वास्तव में सारी चीजें हमने उसमें जोड़ ली या नहीं जोड़ी, या कुछ छूट गया है। जैसे निमिष सर ने अपने लेक्चर में बताया कि आपको उस फील्ड में या उस जगह पे या उस पूरी चीज को कलेक्ट करने के लिए मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी। जब तक आप वो मेहनत नहीं कर लेंगे तब तक आपका वो नैरेटिव उस स्तर का नहीं बन पाएगा जिससे ये आप प्रोजेक्ट कर पाए कि ये कोई ऐसी नई चीज आपने लोगों को दी जो उन्होंने पहले नहीं देखी थी या जिसके बारे में वो पहले नहीं जानते, क्योंकि उसको उसी फिल्म को देखा जाएगा जिससे कुछ नई चीज मिल रही है। वरना सिर्फ फिल्म बना देने से काम नहीं चलने वाला। इसलिए उस कंटेंट में वो पक्ष जरूर होना होगा और वो इतना महत्वपूर्ण होना होगा कि दर्शक उसको देखे। जैसे क्यूरोसिटी की बात की थी सर ने, यानी वो क्यूरोसिटी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, हमें उसको लेकर चलना होगा। अगर इफ द ऑडियंस इज नॉट क्यूरियस then why he will waste his time in watching your film? वो क्यों अपना समय उसमें खराब करेगा? नहीं देखेगा, देख कर बंद कर देगा। हम चाहते हैं वो पूरी हमारी फिल्म देखे, तो हमें उसके पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू को समझना होगा और हमें उसके पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू को ध्यान में रखते हुए हमें अपने नैरेटिव को। अब हम लोग बात करते हैं कि फिल्म मेकिंग की टूल्स जो अभी आपको बताएंगे अगले लेक्चर में, उसमें से एक बेसिक जो उससे जुड़ी हुई चीज है वो हम आपको बताते हैं। एक प्रोवर्ब है फिल्म मेकिंग के लिए कि फिल्म हमेशा 2 टेबल्स पे बनती है। 2 टेबल्स पे, पहली राइटिंग टेबल जिसके बारे में हम लोग अभी बात कर रहे थे। जो आपका कंटेंट है वो राइटिंग टेबल है, क्योंकि राइटिंग टेबल पे आप उस कंटेंट को तैयार करते हैं और वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, क्योंकि फिल्म उसी के ऊपर खड़ी होती है, उसके ऊपर बिल्ड होती है, स्टेप बाय स्टेप स्टेप बाय स्टेप स्टेप बाय स्टेप। क्योंकि जो विजुअल आप रिकॉर्ड करते हैं वो उसके आधार पर ही रिकॉर्ड करते हैं। इसलिए प्राइमरी आपको उस राइटिंग टेबल पे अपने काम को इतना मजबूत बनाना होगा, इतना ताकतवर बनाना होगा कि उस पे एक बढ़िया फिल्म खड़ी हो पाए। जैसे बिल्डिंग आप खड़ी करते हैं ना, मजबूत बिल्डिंग, तो मजबूत बिल्डिंग किस पे खड़ी है? उसके फाउंडेशन पे। तो आपकी फिल्म का फाउंडेशन क्या है? कंटेंट। और वो कहाँ तैयार हो रहा है? राइटिंग टेबल। नेचुरली आप किसी टेबल पर बैठकर लिख रहे हैं, और ये आपका प्री प्रोडक्शन का काम है जो अभी निमिष सर आपको बता रहे थे, जो आप अपनी राइटिंग टेबल पर तैयार करते हैं। अब आपने जब विजुअल कलेक्ट कर ली तो नेक्स्ट, अब वो सारी फिल्म, दैट कंप्लीट फिल्म इज असेंबल्ड ऑन एडिटिंग टेबल. Now it take a shape of film on editing table. इसलिए ये एक प्रोवर्ब शुरू से फिल्म मेकर्स को पता है, आपको भी जान लेना चाहिए कि फिल्म हमेशा 2 टेबल्स के ऊपर रिकॉर्ड बनती है, एक राइटिंग टेबल और एक एडिटिंग टेबल। और जितना अच्छा काम हम इन दोनों पर करेंगे हमारी फिल्म उतनी बेहतर होगी, क्योंकि फिल्म हमारी क्या है? फिल्म इज ए कम्युनिकेटिंग टूल जो कुछ कम्युनिकेट कर रही है ऑडियंस से, और वो ऑडियंस को कुछ बता रही है, तो वो तभी हम इफेक्टिवली ले पाएंगे जब हमने उसको बहुत इफेक्टिवली प्रोजेक्ट किया है अपने पूरे काम। तो आपको इन कामों के ऊपर भी उतना ही ध्यान देना है जिससे आपके बनने वाली उस पूरी फिल्म को वो ताकत मिल जाए जिसके जरिए ये लगे कि हाँ, दर्शक ने कोई ऐसी चीज देखी जो उसके काम की थी, जिससे उसने कुछ नया सीखा, जिससे उसने कुछ नया जाना, जिससे उसने कुछ नया समझा। अगर इन पूरी चीजों के ऊपर आपकी फिल्म खरी उतरती है, then your effort is appreciable. तो once again आपको सबसे ज्यादा ध्यान टेक्निक के साथ साथ अपने इस कंटेंट पर बहुत ज्यादा देना होगा, और इसको रोज 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 विद टाइम आप इसको मांझते चलेंगे, तब आपको ऐसा लगेगा कि यू आर इम्प्रूविंग इन दिस फील्ड, इन दिस ऑडियो विजुअल कम्युनिकेशन फील्ड। थैंक यू। हमको लगता है कि शायद इन चीजों से आपको कुछ ऐसा महसूस हुआ होगा कि अगर आप इन चीजों को फॉलो करते हैं तो आप इस कंटेंट को आप और दूर तक ले जाने की स्थिति में और अपनी फिल्म को बेहतर बनाने में कामयाब हो सकते हैं। कोई भी सवाल आपको लगे कि इससे संबंधित पूछा जा सकता है, इट इज अ शॉर्ट सेशन बट
Yeah, thank you so much for all the elaboration. Now you can continue. Praveen. Thank you so much.
The last time the Menti quiz was interrupted in between. So can we run the Menti registration process now before inviting Ridesh ji? So I request Rini to kindly proceed with the Menti link.
Am I audible? Okay,
Yes.
all the students, I'll be sharing my screen.
oh, sorry.
Okay. So in this, you just need to enter your name, your email ID, and your school's name. Okay. I'll run the thing. All of you, please register for this thing. Go to menti.com and enter this passcode, or you can directly use the link that has been shared with you. Is the screen visible?
Yes, it is.
All the students, please quickly log into this menti.com. We only have around 21 participants as of now. So We'll just wait for 1 more minute. There are 33 of them. Please quickly enter so that you will be issued certificates for joining this bootcamp. Just ask him to mute. Okay, I'll start. Okay.
Please start. Please start. You can get it at the later point also. Please stay tuned, and you can also enter the enter in the end of the session.
All the students, please type in your name. Please type your registered name and spell it correctly. Only on that basis, you will be issued the certificates.
Please stay tuned for other important technical demonstration by Sri Ritesh. Only finally you attend, then only will be considered. Okay.
Please type in your email ID. Now type in your school's name. Okay, that's all from my side.
Yeah, thank you so
Dr.
much.
Praveen, please continue.
Yeah, thank you so much. I can see from people are attending from Himachal Pradesh to Tamil Nadu, Gujarat, and Northeast. And thanks a lot for all the participation. Now we are moving to the very, very important session of today's bootcamp. Praveen, over.
So now we are moving into the much technical part of this bootcamp 2 on video content creation. Our next speaker is Sri Ritesh Taksandeji. Can I go with a quick introduction to Sri Ritesh? He's a experienced filmmaker from Pune with a vast experience in media industry for the past 10 years as a director, cinematographer, filmmaker, and media educator. He worked on many national and international film projects, including famous Disney's Planes 2 Fire and Rescue feature film as a sequence producer, Shaktiman, the animated TV series season 1 as a production manager, and currently he is a director of the Pune-based My First Film organization. He has taught more than 5,000 young filmmakers and to the date about the art and craft of filmmaking. He is a recipient of several national and international recognition and awards, including International Award at ASCRS Scientific Film Competition, that is 2016 in USA, special screening of his short film Who is Responsible at Pune International Film Festival in 2014, etc. By getting such an accomplished filmmaker, I hope that all the participants will be much beneficial. So over to you, Ritesh ji.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And good afternoon, all. I'll quickly start my session and my presentation. A lot of queries about filmmaking and a lot of information has already been shared by Nimish sir and Sanjay sir. I'll continue with that. I'll share my screen. Okay, is my screen visible now?
Yes, you are visible.
All right.
Please go ahead.
Okay. So basically, we are talking about filmmaking. What is film? The film word derives from this film, right? This is an earlier medium of recording movies on film. So this term is from this film. And we used to record frames, okay, frame by frame when recorded on this film, used to get a video, motion picture, right? But nowadays, all are shifted to a digital media. We have DSLR cameras, we have smartphones. And smartphones are a wonderful tool, especially someone mentioned in the chat that iPhone is having a lot of production in pipeline about feature films. Yes, the technology is changing day by day, and the kind of quality what we are getting out of the smartphones is amazing. We need to utilize this technology and make the scientific film or the films which we are planning or for the competitions to utilize this technology and make our films, right? So basically, there are two ways we hold our camera. I'll quickly start the technical session, and I'm not going to put a lot of time on basic, which is already covered by a lot of resource person. Even if you have seen the earlier recording of yesterday's session by Mr. Dr. T.V. Venkateshwara, he has explained very good about the fiction and non-fiction part of filmmaking. So we hold the camera like this and we hold it like this. This is a portrait mode and this is a landscape mode. Especially when you're making a video, always hold your mobile phone in a landscape mode. Okay, always hold it in a landscape mode. It gives a wider view. This is a platform. Once you record on this mode, landscape mode, your screen is completely covered with the footage or the video what you are shooting, right? There are different aspect ratios which we work on, like Instagram. If you're making a video for Instagram, it will be in aspect ratio like 1:1. You just have to click to the bottom left of the image and you will get a full screen also. But the default setting is 1:1. This is called as 1:1 aspect ratio. Then we have 4:3, which we do not use nowadays. The current aspect ratio, which is very common, is 16:9, which is a widescreen view. And as you can see in the slides, how this 1:1 is different from 4:3 and 16:9. It covers a wide area. Okay, you get more space to showcase your content. Now, the process of filmmaking, like Nimish sir said, there are three main stages: pre-production, production, and post-production. The process of getting your idea, creating that content, developing that content for video, writing your script, okay, thinking about the location, planning about the location, when to shoot it, everything comes in pre-production. Once you are set with your plan, so basically planning is what comes in pre-production. Once you are ready with your plan, then comes your production, which is the actual filming of your plan. Okay, the execution of your plan is in production phase. Now, while doing the production, you have to take care of certain things. One is there any disturbance in the audio? If you're recording something in, say, like you're taking someone's interview, just look at it, whether the fan is working, whether the AC is on. Okay, if these things are there, then there will be a bad quality of audio which will get recorded, because the ambient sound, ambient noise in that room or in that area will be recorded on your footage, and then it will spoil the quality. Now, when I say quality means various aspects. Quality means in various forms, like the quality of visuals, the quality of audio, sound, the quality of composition, the way you are composing your shots, everything comes in that. If you are shaking your camera a lot, say if you're making a video with a DSLR camera, or even if you're making a video with your smartphone, if you're holding it with your hand, definitely there will be a shake in the camera. Okay, nowadays you will say, like, a lot of students I can see all are tech savvy, and they all know a lot of things, but you will say, sir, the cameras are equipped with stabilization and this and that, but still, if you hold it for a longer time, it will start shaking. So always put your camera on a tripod or on some mount, and then take the video. Keep an eye on the lighting. Okay, suppose if I am sitting, if you are able to see me, I have used a light here in front of me. Can you see the difference? I'm just lifting the plank which I have kept in front of the light. This is better or this is better? Definitely where the light is falling on me is better. Okay, so always keep in mind that lighting is also an important aspect of filmmaking, because a camera is a device which records the reflection of light. Okay, so lighting is important. If there is less light, definitely your mobile phone or your camera will get a lot of noise. Okay, that you can see in your dark photographs when you click in the evening or night. Okay, ultimately comes the packaging, or we can call it as post-production part. Post-production part is your story is done, your recording is done. Now you have to package it. Package means make it ready for your audience. Or say, like someone said that, why do you consider a film for larger audience? No, we don't say that. Okay, you want to keep your video with you, keep it. Okay, whom will you tell I've made a video? It's with me. ऐसा नहीं होता है ना. तो आप अपने ऑडियंस के लिए वीडियो बना रहे हो, so they should be able to see that video in a better way. उनको अगर बहुत shaky, if that video is very shaky, then they will not enjoy the footage. They will not enjoy the visual. They will skip it. Okay, this is what footage you have kept, man. If the audio is very disturbing, if there is a lot of noise, then people will not be interested in watching your video. Okay, so what do we do in post-production? We keep the best part of the shot. Okay, whatever is good for your story, whatever visuals are good for your story, or you have planned an entire narrative. Like Mathur sir said that you have a narrative, and those videos which are in line with the narrative, then you need to keep them. Otherwise, don't keep any extra footage or any extra video, and don't drag your film. Okay, don't make it lengthy just because you have recorded everything. You have to show it everything. No, only make sure that your visuals are supporting to your film, and the story is on the point. Okay, on the topic which you have said, right? Now, I'll just take you to pre-production. Write your idea for film, write the script, decide the length of your film, break down that script into shorts. Okay, we call it as short breakdown. Okay, short breakdown means short number one, how you are going to start your film. Say, like Sanjay sir said that there is a beginning of your film, there is a middle of your film, then there is an end or the conclusion of the film. This is called as a 3-act structure. This applies in even writing, even filmmaking, and even if you are doing आप कोई कहानी लिख रहे हो. There was a wonderful session on comic board. So when you decide this is my shot number one, so how will you open your film? How will you start your film? Okay, that has to be interesting. If your starting of the film is not interesting, then nobody is going to watch your film, right? You have to keep that starting very interesting, and which should connect with the audience well. Okay, do the breakdown, make a storyboard, go to the location where you want to shoot, do a location recce, what we say. If you are using any props and all, plan that. Okay, schedule for the shoot. Okay, see the weather condition, whether it will be too harsh or whether it will be, if you are shooting in the afternoon, generally we don't shoot everything in afternoon because the light is very harsh and that will not create a good video or images. The top sun generally creates a shadow beneath your eyes and it looks like a raccoon eye. So we don't use that light time. So the best timing for shooting is the morning time, from sunrise to say like 11 or maximum 10:30, and then evening after 4 p.m. to sunset. This is the best time to shoot. If you're shooting indoors, then see whether you have ample of light, like there is a window here and the light is falling on me. Then I've also added one light in front of me. So it creates a good visual. Okay. This is storyboard, which sir was referring, Nimisha, that you draw your film ka storyboard. Okay. If you are creating a fictional film, now in documentary and science film, we generally don't create fictional film. We create a docudrama. We dramatize certain part of the film, because in scientific film, we only trust the film when it is on the facts. Okay, not the fiction. Okay, you have to show the facts. You have to show the reference from where you are taking this idea, where why are you highlighting this idea first of all, and then what is the fact behind this? Do you have any reference to it, the document which refers to this idea? So we many times we do a dramatization of the act. Say like sir said that Nagaland is changing. Okay, the film which is there on the YouTube platform, you can see that film there. You will find certain scenes are recreated, reenactment of the action which happened. Okay, so you can do that. So for that you have to draw storyboard. Okay, you'll start now. Then comes your production, the process of physically making your movie, recording with your smartphone, recording with your camera, recording with, even if you're recording with your webcam. You will say, sir, how we can make a video with a webcam? You can create a stop motion animation. You can create a film where you are narrating the film, and then you can have videos recorded on your smartphone, then you put them as a B-roll. Okay, there are two technical terms which we call it as A roll and B roll. B roll is generally where the actor is not seen. Okay, when I am referring to mountains, I'm showing an image or a video of a mountains. So that is called as a B roll. Okay, so when that way you can use your webcam also of your laptop and mobile phone. Okay, now shooting insert shots, that's what I was referring to as B-roll. Insert shots are very, very important. If you are talking for a longer time, say like 8 minutes, you are talking in your video, people will get bored. Okay, it is better that you break that and put some other visuals to catch the attention of your audience. Okay, don't show someone talking for a longer duration. Okay, if your video is of 5 minutes, then keep the person talking on the screen for say like 30%, and 70% of the shots you can create a insert shots, like to what he's referring to. Okay, lighting is, again I am telling you that lighting is very important. Then comes the sound. Okay, now you will say that in your mobile phone or in your cameras, whatever the inbuilt audio is there, whatever the mic is there in the camera. So here in this camera, I have two mic. One is here and the other one is here. Okay. Now in your mobile phone, you will just have one camera, one mic. Okay. If you are recording the person from a very long distance, there are chances, there is 100% chances that the ambience will get recorded. Okay. So in that case, what you can do is nowadays everybody is having the Bluetooth handset, or even the headphones, what you get with your mobile phone. You can use that mic. Okay, you can use an external mic just like these, which has a lengthy cord, And these are very cheap. These are not very, say like very expensive. These are very cheap, from 700 rupees to 1000 rupees. You can get these mics online, which are specially made for mobile phones. Okay, one thing you have to make sure while selecting the mic, this is a TRS pin, tip, ring and sleeve, and this is a TRRS pin. The TRRS pin will work with your smartphone. Okay, if you have only TRS pin in your mic, this is not going to work with your smartphone. You need to have a TRRS pin, which is specially made for mobile phones. Nowadays, we have mobile phones which does not have this 3.5 mm jack. So then there is a converter. See, there's a type C to 3.5 mm. Okay, so this will take care of that. Otherwise, you can also get mics which are directly connected with a type C connector. These are small mics. And also you can, if you have an iPhone, then there is this lightning attachment. Okay, the cable which is a lightning cord. So you can have these things. This will really help you to have a better sound in your films. Okay. Now in post-production, what do? We edit the footage. Okay, make it presentable. You delete the unwanted part. You keep only the good part. Okay. Assembling that on your smart laptops. Someone asked a question about using Movie Maker, Windows Movie Maker. Yes, it's a good tool. Okay, you just have to learn one editing software, then you can use all the software. The only thing is that some softwares are very, very technical and some are very easy to use. Nowadays, there are a lot of softwares which are there for smartphones that I will be telling you in some time. So Windows Movie Maker, the disadvantage of Windows Movie Maker is that it allows you to only add few layers. Okay, and in other professional editing softwares, you can have multiple layers. Multiple layers means you're putting the logo of your school, you're putting the subtitles, you're putting the picture in picture. Okay, when suppose I am explaining and there is another picture which is popping up on the screen and explaining everything, right? Adding sound, adding background music. Okay, like Mathur sir said that selecting a right kind of music is very important. Students, believe me, the most difficult part of filmmaking, of course, there is shooting, there is a lot of technical things, but the most difficult part in editing is selecting the right music for your film. Okay, if you are like, if you can spend a lot of money, then you can create your own music. Okay, you can compose your own. If you're good in music, if you have a keyboard, if you have a keyboard which can connect to your laptop and computer, then you can definitely create music. If you have iPad, if you have iPhone, or if you have a Mac machine, there is a wonderful software called as GarageBand, which is a very good composing tool. I'll tell you. So it's a very good tool for creating music. Okay, but there are other online softwares, online portals from where you can buy music. There is another good way of using music for free, which is also a copyright free music, which YouTube helps you to get. Okay, YouTube has a very good platform called YouTube Audio Library. Okay, YouTube Audio Library is there for you all. You can download the audio, you can select the track, and you can download those tracks for free, and you can use them on your videos. Okay, few videos will few music tracks will require the you have to give credits to that person who has the creator. Okay, otherwise you can utilize that service and add music to your films. Now I'll quickly play this video for you all. Let's see if it is not audible. Please tell me, Partha sir, if it is audible or not. Okay, I'll just first we'll see the development of story. Now, from where we get an idea based on actual events, idea based on books, literature, idea from personal experience, historical events. On field, we can create, like there is this vaccination drive. Now there will be a booster vaccination which is going to happen. So there will be another drive which will come up. So you can create, you can record that. Okay. So take permission from the public health department there, and you can create a video on that. Okay. Then there is disaster management, rescue mission, informative films. Okay. Infotainment films, films which are entertaining as well as giving information. Okay. Now, fiction and non-fiction, you can define, you can select your genres, but what are our areas? Like we are dealing with in Jigyasa, this bootcamp, we are focusing on these topics like energy, health, artificial intelligence, climate change, water conservation, disaster mitigation, and agrotechnology. So you can create your videos on these topics also, right? Now make your concept considering this following. Like this is there on our Jigyasa website. Identify issues. Okay, what are the gaps, knowledge gaps, challenges which are faced during achieving that target, or what? Creating awareness, identify solutions. Okay, like we are talking about 7 Ws and 1 H. Okay, from the first session, then Mathur sir also referred to that. So it is very important to have a solution to it, and that is how the H factor. Okay, then if you have any futuristic vision towards that problem, or you have some futuristic vision towards some kind of thing which can help the society to grow, you can have those concepts. Now let us see this film, and Partha sir, you just have to tell me whether it is audible or not, otherwise I will stream this on some other platform.
Sure. We'll wait.
70-year-old mother refused entry by
Yes.
Okay.
his son over COVID concern in Telangana. No entry for the aging and ailing at old age homes. 80-year-old travels from Maharashtra to Telangana to be with sons. They deny her entry into house. Scared of catching COVID-19, son refuses to cremate mother. COVID-19 patient's son refuses to perform last rites over infection fears in MP. Government officer steps up. Growing up, we were taught to respect our country like our own mother. Also taught shlokas like Janani Janma Bhumisya Swargadapi Gariyasi. That meant a mother and motherland are greater than heaven. COVID-19 pandemic is clearly shaking the roots of this very foundation. It's a pity that the mother who taught us to wash hands and follow basic rules of hygiene is being abandoned on the streets in the most unceremonious manner. And all this in the fear of contracting the virus? But who's to decide who's positive and who isn't? Studies suggest that as many as 80% of people with COVID-19 aren't even aware they have the virus. So how can you be sure that you are corona negative and are at threat only because of those around you? The fact cannot be denied that a lot of people have died due to coronavirus globally. But what's dying faster is humanity. There will be a time when this virus will just be a bad memory. But it may be too late to bring back those you lost due to carelessness, and a mindset that's sicker than the disease. It's time you wake up to happy realizations. There are ways to deal with corona. The secret lies in immunity, better hygiene, and social distancing. The only weapons in this war are a mask, soap and water, and a bottle of sanitizer. Perhaps people now need a lesson in sanitizing their emotions too, so that they can do what's right and be there for those who stood by them like a rock. Remember, the war is only against corona, but humanity must live on forever.
Okay, so this was a short film which is a social message during this pandemic. I hope students you like this video. It's a wonderful video and it's very important for a society to keep humanity alive. And this is a very good eye-opener video which we have recently made during the first when the lockdown was in the first lockdown. Yeah. All right. Now, how do we keep our mobile phone or how do we keep our camera stable? One thing is, like, there are tools, there are this inbuilt tools in your camera in your mobile phone, which are there to keep your mobile phone stable in terms of video recording and photo recording. Now, one is EIS, which is electronic stabilization, and the other is OIS, which is optical image stabilization. Both these things are there in your smartphone in a lot of cameras. Okay, there is another thing, which another technology which is in nowadays we call it as in-body stabilization. In-body stabilization means there is, if you see this camera, I'm opening the lens. Generally, we don't do this. So if you see this camera, inside there is a sensor. Okay, and on that we put this lens. Okay, so in those cameras, the sensor has some mechanism which moves the sensor, which cushions the sensor with springs and all. Okay, which keeps the camera footage stable. Okay, now if you do not have those things, then I would suggest to have a tripod. A tripod will, all of you are aware because of this digital classrooms and all, you know what is a tripod and how do you keep your mobile phone on tripods. Okay, if you have a selfie stick, definitely it will help you to keep your mobile phone steady. Just put your camera on a selfie stick. Okay, इसको ऐसा hold करके रखेंगे. And if you hold your camera with one hand, you will find that it is better than holding with two hands, because two hands will shake a lot. There are 2 points of interaction with the device. But if you are holding it with one hand, you will find that it is more stable. Okay, now you don't have a lot of students we have a lot of students joining in. So आपके पास ट्राइपॉड नहीं है, आपके पास सेल्फी स्टिक भी नहीं है, तो मैं क्या करूं सर, मेरे पास ये सब नहीं है, फिर क्या, हाउ एम आई गोइंग टू कीप माय मोबाइल फोन स्टेबल? चेक दिस थिंग एट योर होम. ये मम्मा के पास होगा, आपके सिस्टर का होगा. दिस इज अ रबर बैंड. Okay, simple rubber band. You take a scale, put this rubber band in. Okay, look at this carefully. Keep your mobile phone like this, keeping the screen towards you, and make a loop of this rubber band like this. Okay, now this makes your mobile phone a good selfie stick, and with the help of this you can create very good stable video. Okay, just by holding it with one hand. Okay, so this is a wonderful do it yourself at home technique which can keep your mobile phone stable. Otherwise, you can definitely buy these kind of stands which are there on Amazon and on Flipkart and all. Okay, you can buy them. There is another very good tool which all the professionals generally use, which is called as a gimbal. Okay, a gimbal is something like this. You have to open this up. Okay, place your mobile phone here. Okay, adjust it. It should not bend left or right. Okay, it should not be like this. It has to be at the center. It's falling down, so isko niche karenge. Just adjust it well so that it should be at the center. And now I'm going to switch it on. Once it is on, now if you see the lens, even if I'm moving with this thing, it will keep my mobile phone stabilized. Okay, however I move, it will keep the mobile phone stable at all the time. Okay, so this is a technical thing which you can buy, and these things were very expensive earlier, but nowadays they are very cheap. You will get a good gimbal for say around 7,000 rupees. Okay, another good technique at home is holding your mobile phone with a trot strap method. Okay, you have this ID card sling at home, isko gale mein lagao. Okay, and then keep your mobile phone like this and just push it against your body like this. Okay, Once you push it against your body and you check that when you record in this method, your camera remains very steady, very still. Okay, so these are a few tools which you can use at home. Okay, then there are a lot of tools. Okay, there are a lot of tools which are there available in the market. This is called as a cage or a rig, which also comes with an external lenses for your camera. For your mobile phone, you can place your mobile phone here at the back side and adjust the lens, and you can get really good shots from these kind of cages. Okay, but at this stage, at like class 8 to 12, I don't suggest all these things. But then, yes, whatever you're making, create good, stabilized video, which will be easy for the audience to watch. Okay. What are the stability gears? We have tripod, selfie stick, mini tripods. I have shown you some of them. Okay. Sucker cup means the device which you get, you put in your car. Car mein hota hai na suction mount. The last image, the suction mount, which we place in car dashboard. So you can use this at home by placing this tool on a ceramic plate or a steel plate. Fix that and place your camera on that, mobile phone on that, and you will get a good stand for your mobile phone at home when you're shooting at home. Okay. What are the smartphone gears? Grip. I've just shown you some grip. Okay, this is a grip which you can fix with your smartphone. Okay, this is another grip which is available around 800 to 1000 rupees, which will give you this grip to hold your mobile phone. So when you're holding it, it is very sturdy and you can create really good videos. Okay, always make sure that you have ample space in your mobile phone. Okay, delete unwanted footage. Otherwise, while making a video, you will end up in just deleting the videos and you will end up losing time. Mics and audio recording devices are very important. I've shown you a few of them. Make use of them. If you do not have that, then for narration, especially when you are narrating some thing in video, always close the windows, close door, switch off the fan. And if you want to really create good audio, okay, what you can do is use comforter. Take comforter rakh lo and keep your mobile phone in that. Okay, cover yourself and then record audio. You will find that the echo in that room will not be heard in this way. Okay, just cover yourself with a blanket and then record your narration. Okay. Radio ke jaisa awaaz record hoga usme, believe me. Okay, now see this. This is a technique which I have used for recording a time lapse. Just support your mobile phone with a stone. एक पत्थर के सहारे phone रख दिया and I've got this time lapse. Okay, you all have this time lapse mode in your smartphone. Okay, just utilize whatever is there with you. So we call it as a military rule when we are like solo filmmakers. Okay, indie filmmakers. We use every possible thing to get good shot. Okay, it's not that I have a lot of equipments and only then I can make good videos. No. Now there are different kind of shots which you have to take care, especially in scientific videos. In science film, we generally have someone talking. There is an interview of some scientist and all. So what we do is we keep a very good framing for them. Framing means what? Framing means if you look at my frame here, if I'm sitting like this, there is this right side of me, there are these photo frames, there is this flower, यहाँ पे एक pot रखा हुआ है, उसमें एक पेड़ है. Okay, and this frame looks good. If I'm sitting at the center, it is good, but it won't, बहुत ही center frame अच्छा नहीं लगता है. What we do is there is a rule for framing, which is called as a rule of third. Okay, that I will talk in composition, but rule of third is generally what we use in composing shots. Okay, now see, there are different kind of shots. One is extreme long shot, then we have long shot, then we have medium long shot. Now what are these different kind of shots? Extreme long shot means shot from a very long distance, which will show you the entire area in one frame. Okay, this is when you want to establish the location, when you want to establish the facility. Okay, say like you are talking about your school. Okay, how hygienic and how your school is managing the pandemic. Okay, if you want to make a video on that when you enter your school, there is a thermal check post, then there is a sanitizer which is kept, and you get inside the school. So you can have a extreme long shot of the facility first, then a long shot. What is a long shot? In a long shot, a character is seen from head to toe. Character means your actor or the person who is acting in your film. So from head to toe, you show that character. Okay. What is a medium long shot? Medium long shot is somewhere from knee to head. Okay. From the knee to head, it is called as a medium long shot. A medium shot will be from waist to head. कमर से लेके सिर तक का जो character आपका दिखता है. Generally, all the television news, all the interviews will be taken up in medium or medium close-up shot, and there will be a cut in between, which is a close-up shot. Generally, that is done with the multiple camera setup. We put 2-3 cameras and then we do that. Okay, but generally, you will find that interviews or any such kind of documentary, I don't if you have seen this, a very good documentary which is made on ISRO, Mangalyaan ke upar ek documentary bani hai. If you get time to please watch that film. Okay. So you will find that all the scientists are shot in this medium shot. Okay. Medium shot is from waist to head or just above the stomach to head. This is the best way. This is the best shot which you consider while shooting interview. Okay. Someone is telling about some important topic or what. Then comes your close-up shot. Close-up shot to showcase, to show very minute detail, very important details in the film. If someone is working on some experiment, you want to show that. Okay, take a close-up shot of it. So that is a close-up shot. Then we have extreme close-up shot. Or many times in science documentaries, we go very close to the subject, which is called a macro shot. Macro shot is going very close to the subject. Now, can we take those shots on our smartphone? Can we take those shots? Yes, on our DSLRs. For that, you need a special lens, macro lens, which will give you that very extreme close-up shot. For mobile phones nowadays, all the cameras, they have a macro lens. Okay, you just have to shift to that lens and you can get a very good macro shot. That shot can be referred as extreme close-up shot. In fictional films, there is a way to show two people talking. And to show that, many times we use this shot type, which is called as OTS or called as the over-the-shoulder shot. Okay, so OTS stands for over the shoulder. Now the camera is positioned somewhere above the head, above the shoulder of the person who is listening, and it shows the person clearly in front who is talking. Then there is reverse of it. Okay, so over the shoulder is generally used for these kind of conversation. So extreme long shot to establish. There are students from Navodaya Vidyalaya, I can see. So in the chat section. So this is Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalaya from Jagdar. It's in Uttarakhand. Okay. This place is in Kashmir, Baramulla. Okay. So you see that entire view of that location. Okay. And you can establish the location first, and then you can tell the story or whatever your topic is. Right. Now, long shot, a complete shot of the character. Okay. Medium long shot, like I said, knee to head, above knee to head. Medium shot, just above the stomach to head. Then close-up shots. Okay. Or extreme close-up shot. Okay, extreme close-up shot generally be from the top of the head to somewhere just below the. Okay, now these shots are very important when it comes to creating very emotional film, or you want to focus more on the subject, like very minute particles and all. So use this extreme close-up shot. Okay. Then there is a point of view shot. We generally, very few in our science film, we use this kind of shot, but it's very interesting. Okay. So that's what Nimish sir said, that you have to create your film very interesting. And how you can create your film interesting is adding these kind of shots. Okay. Create that interesting element in visuals. Okay. So if you show someone is working on some project, or someone is riding a bicycle, you also show the person's point of view, like this shot number 2. Someone is doing a ferry. Now in that you show this his point of view, how he's looking at the subject. You must have seen a lot of National Geographic and Discovery Channel documentary. You see all these kind of shots. That's how they make that documentary very interesting. Okay. Now also make sure that you shoot the activity which is happening. Okay. If someone is working on some experiment, okay, so show the person engaged in that experiment. Show that person working on that. जैसे कोई मेडिसिन का कोई बना रहा है, someone is working on जैविक खाद की बात करते हैं हम लोग, organic fertilizers. Okay, show that person doing that activity. Okay, engage your audience into that activity. They should feel that also they are there and witnessing what is happening. It's very important to have all these things in mind while doing the short breakdown. Okay, ये production में काम, this is not the part of production, but this is a part of your pre-production phase. Okay, you have to write down these shots, that when I am showing this activity, okay, I'm showing that how how am I drawing something. Just for an example, I'm drawing a sketch, and you want to show this to your audience. Okay, you have to show how minutely you're taking a close-up of it. You're showing me sitting from a longer distance, okay, a master shot, and then showing me drawing it with pencil, a point of view of me, POV. Okay, how I'm holding my pencil and how I'm sketching the paper. Okay, the elements which are around on my table. So these things add, and these things engage the audience more with your visuals. Okay, so ऐसे आप अपना film interesting बना सकते हैं. ठीक है? Now there are different camera angles. Now what do you mean by camera angles? Camera angles means where your camera is positioned. Okay, at what level? Suppose I am talking to you, I am looking directly in the camera. This is at eye level. Okay, अगर मैं इसको scale से ऐसा देखूं, so ये almost मेरे eye level पे है मेरा camera. This is the most common camera angle which is used in all the films, all the videos. This is more communicative. Okay, this connects well with the audience. Okay, if I just दूर चला जाता हूँ और मैं खड़ा हो जाता हूँ, so this is a low angle shot, which is used in fictional film a lot of times, many times. This is to show the character very powerful. Okay, अगर मैं नीचे हो जाऊंगा, so ये angle जो है ये high angle हो जाता है, and we do not use these kind of angles in our documentary films. Okay, so the best camera angle is eye level angle. Now we have seen a lot of student films that students are shooting everything from high angle, and it happens because when you are shooting with your mobile phone, you tend to have your mobile phone like this. Okay, आप ऐसा मोबाइल पकड़ते हो और आप शूट करते हो, but आप ये भूल जाते हो that when you are shooting like this and someone is sitting, actually when the person is sitting and you want to create उसका वीडियो, तो ऐसा ऊपर से नहीं बनाते हम लोग. Okay, you also have to sit down. Okay, otherwise you will be on top, the person is sitting down, or this becomes an high angle. Okay, unless it is intentional. Unless it is intentional, you will not shoot in any angle. You'll always shoot in eye level angle. What is the intention? You can see these 3 images here, and you can make out which is the most communicative angle here with the Spider-Man figure. Can you all see this Spider-Man figure? Sorry. So which
Superman.
Sorry. Yeah, Superman figure here down. So this Superman connects well with you in the eye level angle. Okay. In the low angle, you see him from below. It's more powerful. But in the first angle, which is an high angle, it doesn't look very powerful. Okay. थोड़ा सा less powerful लग रहा है, drop लग रहा है. So yeah, Superman. Okay. So yes, the best way of shooting is eye level angle. Okay. You'll always make it in eye level, which will communicate well with your audience. Okay. This is generally we do not use, but you can use these kind of shots where two people are talking and taking interviews and all. And if you want to include the interviewer and the interviewee, then you can have a two shot. Two shot means in one frame you are showing two people. Okay. Now here there is a rule to this. Suppose in fiction film, what that rule means, if you have established a person on right side of the frame, this entire screen is your frame. Okay. If you have established someone on the right side of the screen, you will stick to that. Okay. Stick to that means you will always show that person on the right side of the frame. Suddenly, if you change the position, then people will think, "Arey, left se right kaise hua? Jadoo hai kya?" So always make sure that you are not shifting their place. And how do you make sure this? By not crossing the line of axis of your camera. So कहने का मतलब ये है कि देखो यहाँ पे दिस इज फर्स्ट शॉट, आपने इस्टेब्लिश किया कोई फ्रेम के राइट साइड में, कोई फ्रेम के लेफ्ट साइड में. ओके. सेकेंड शॉट में जो राइट साइड में था वो राइट साइड में ही है, द पर्सन इज ऑन द राइट साइड ओनली, and the other one who was on the left side is still on the left side. In the third shot, you are showing the over the shoulder reverse shot where the person is again on the right side and the person who was on the left side is still on the left side. This is okay. We are following the rule. Now, suddenly if you see the change in direction, can you see this jump? जो right में था वो left में हो गया, जो left में था वो right में हो गया. So this is not accepted. Okay, this is not accepted. So this is, you have to make sure. How do you make sure this? By not crossing the two persons. Okay, when you are filming them, आपको उनको क्रॉस नहीं करना है. दो आमने सामने आपके खड़े हैं लोग, इधर से इधर तक आप जाएंगे, यहाँ से यहाँ तक, इनको क्रॉस नहीं करेंगे. ये दो व्यक्ति है, अब मेरी आंखें इनको क्रॉस कर रही है ना, एक लेफ्ट एंड राइट में. इफ आई एम डूइंग दिस, then I am breaking the access rule. You can search on Google. There is something called as line of access 180-degree rule. So you will get more technical detail about this rule. It's very important rule in filmmaking. Now there are camera movements. The basic camera movement is pan and tilt. Now what is panning? Panning is nothing but if you are आपने कैमरा अपना मोबाइल या कैमरा ट्राइपॉड पे लगा के रखा है. Okay. Now even in tripod, you will have this thing which is called as a base plate, or we call it as a quick release plate, QR plate. ये हम लगाते हैं इसको. This goes at the bottom of your camera. Quick release plate. इसको अच्छे से टाइट करना है. Then you place your camera here. Okay. Excuse me. Now this movement, left and right movement of camera on a tripod is called as pan. Pan left, pan right. Okay, this is called as panning. The other movement is the vertical movement, up and down. This is called as tilt up and tilt down. Okay. When do you see these two movements simultaneously? Camera left pan and right pan and tilt up and tilt down. You can see this in cricket match when someone hits a 6 or 4, someone hits a boundary. You see that the cameraman is following the ball from the batsman to up and to down. Okay. So tilt and pan. These are technical terms. Whenever you are doing these two movements, keep it very subtle. बहुत धीरे से आपको pan करना है, बहुत धीरे से आपको tilt up करना है. Suddenly if you're doing it, we call it as zip pans or zip tilts. We don't use that. Okay, बहुत jerky लगेगा. So no. Now continuity guidelines. You have to make sure action का continuity होना चाहिए, time का continuity होना चाहिए, costume. ये तो these are few tips for fictional film. Okay, but make sure that there is always a continuity between shot 1 to shot 2 to shot 3. Otherwise, it will be a jump cut. We don't use those kind of things. See this: first shot, second shot, third shot, and fourth shot, one after the other. Okay. Shot composition. What is composition? Composition is the arrangement of everything that appears on the frame: actor, lighting, decor, prop, costume, everything. Okay. Focus. Focus will tell you, take your attention of your audience to the subject. Okay. So make sure, how do you adjust focus on your smartphone? You can write that in the chat window. How do you adjust the focus on your mobile phone? Just by tapping on the screen, right? I will show you. Wait. Okay. So when you tap on the screen of your phone, you get a sharp focus, and also it adjusts the lighting condition. Okay. What you have to do is, when you're tapping on the screen, yes, you hold that for 2 seconds. Tap on the screen and just keep holding on it, and you will find that there is a yellow circle which appears, and there will be a lock button which will show that the AE and AF is locked. Okay. This is very important, especially when you are recording with your mobile phone. This will lock the focus and also the exposure. Exposure means the lighting. Okay. Yes. So when you do this and record, you will find that your light is constant in all the shot. Okay. Suppose I am just bringing my hand here. You will find that suddenly light बहुत bright हो रहा है और suddenly light बहुत dark हो रहा है. This happens when you are using this feature of exposure without the lock. But if you lock the exposure, you will find that आपका जो lighting है उस जगह का वो fix हो गया. Also, it will lock the focus on that subject. So बार बार अगर मैं move हो रहूँगा तो वो कैमरा आपका focus adjust नहीं करेगा. Clear? Now, the rule of third. This is a very important rule in creating good composition. Okay. Composition means how your subject is placed on the frame. Make sure you switch on this grid line in your smartphone and your camera. The show grid line or enable grid line option is there in all phones nowadays, in all cameras. You switch on this grid line and then you place your subject on one of these intersecting lines. The points 1, 2, 3, 4. These are interesting points, point of interest. Now place your subject on one of these points and it will create a really good look on your screen. जो भी आप shoot करोगे इसका अच्छा look आता है. Try to utilize this. See here, the upper portion, the upper partition of your frame, which is divided into 3 vertical and 3 horizontal part. The upper horizontal part, you create, you place your subject का जो भी skyline है, जो भी sky होगा वो ऊपर के horizontal position पे रखो. Center वाले position पे you place your subject, and the lower portion you can keep the foreground. You'll find that your images are more interesting in terms of composition. Clear? See this? This is a rule which is called as a leading lines. Leading lines means something is leading to the center. If you see this boundary walls of this thing, यहाँ से these lines are leading you to the center of the frame. Okay, you can have these elements. These are natural elements. आप देखोगे बाहर outdoor में कभी भी, whenever you're going out, you'll find all these elements are there. You just have to utilize them in your photography or videography. Okay, see this shot number 2. Again leading line. Again leading line का rule. This is a symmetrical rule. rule of symmetry. This is a vertical symmetry. Symmetry means if you divide your frame in two equal parts, the how it is looking on the left side will mirror on the right side. Means symmetrically, this is a very good symmetrical composition. Now, this is what I was talking. The upper part, you have your sky. The center part, you keep your subject. And the bottom of the division, you can keep your foreground. This creates an interesting visual. Okay. You will find is good. This is how the compositions are done, even in cinema, even in fiction, even in non-fiction. A good documentary, whatever you are watching nowadays, there are very, very good documentaries which are there on Netflix and all. Our Planet is one of such. Okay. You'll find that why those documentaries are so interesting and visually so rich, because the composition is good. The storytelling is good, the narration is good. Okay. Then there is something called as DOF, or we can call it as depth of field. What is depth of field? Depth of field is nothing but the point where the subject is in sharp focus. That became the depth of field of that subject from the point where it is out, it goes out of focus. Okay. These kind of photographs, I'm sure you all like these kind of photographs in the portrait mode where the background is blurred. Okay. This can be achieved on a very good camera with a bigger aperture, camera with a bigger sensor size. Okay. You will get this very good bokeh effect where the background is blurred. Okay. Nowadays, mobile phones are doing wonderful job in this. You can have this. Why does this looks good? Because our attention or our focus is completely on that subject, and rest of the thing is out of focus. Simple, है ना? इसलिए ये interesting भी लगता है हमें. Lighting. I'll quickly take you to a small example of lighting. Make sure that you are catching the light on your जो भी subject है. Whatever the subject, whatever the lighting conditions. Suppose this is the area where the light is falling on me. I will choose this position. I will place the camera in front of me because the light is falling from front of me. Okay. So now I will record my video like this. Idhar pe rakho. Okay. Always utilize light. Always use natural light. बहुत अच्छा लगता है. If you are shooting at home, make sure you have a proper exposure and you are shooting in the pro mode. Pro mode means where you can adjust certain things. Okay. I always prefer to shoot in natural light. Okay. Because उसमें हमें ज़्यादा खर्चे की ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ती है. क्यों खर्चे की ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ती है? Naturally मिल रहा है. Otherwise, if you want to shoot anything at home, you have to put a lot of lighting. Okay, especially with the professional cameras, the film camera which we use for cinema, they really requires very good light. बहुत ज़्यादा lighting लगता है. Okay. This is aperture which is there in lenses. Okay, which controls the light. Bigger the opening, if you see this, bigger the opening, the bigger the amount of light which will fall. Okay, so now if you have this with your camera, if you have a bigger aperture in your camera kit, or maybe if you have external lenses, then you will find that आपका light capacity बहुत अच्छा है, capturing capacity बहुत अच्छा है camera का. In mobile phones, the aperture will have, okay, now aperture is calculated in different f-stops. 2.8 or 1.8, below 2.8, you will find that these are really expensive lenses. In iPhone, in the latest phones which are above 20,000-30,000 rupees, you will find that there is the f-stop of 1.8, which is a very big opening. Lower the opening, the amount of light will be less on the sensor, and then it will create not so good images. Okay, but the lower the aperture means the greater the depth of field will be. Okay, जितना पास सब्जेक्ट होगा उतना क्लियर दिखेगा, पीछे वाला लगभग ब्लर दिखेगा. So always while shooting outdoor, I do a lot of wildlife and all. So when we are doing that, we keep the aperture somewhere around 5.6 to 11, which will get us everything in focus, almost everything in focus. So f9, f10, f11, f11 generally. Now, then comes the ISO. ISO stand for International Standardization Organization. Now, in earlier days, these reels, this film reel, ये जो roll है, these were having fixed ISO settings. ISO means इसका जो light का capacity था वो fixed था. That was standard for all the filmmakers. Okay, film manufacturers. Okay, now because of this fixed thing, we never used to get somewhere around 400 के ऊपर नहीं आता था. So your fathers, those people who are aware of the reel camera, the earlier cameras which were having reels, roll, उसका जो roll आता था, that was fixed with certain ISO settings, ISO 100, Kodak 100, Kodak 200, or Kodak 400 max. Now these things are there in your mobile phone and camera nowadays, and they can go beyond thousands. बहुत ज़्यादा high ISO पे आप shoot कर सकते हो. What is ISO? ISO is nothing but you are increasing the capacity of your sensor towards light sensitivity. Okay, so एक चीज इसमें ध्यान रखनी है आप सबको. You should not go beyond 800 in your cameras, in your mobile phones, because it will give you a grainy video. So like you see the ISO at 5,000, 4,000, 3,000, 200, 2,000, you'll find that noise, okay, that grains. So try to avoid that, and that's only can be taken care with the ISO setting, or you have to boost light in that setup. Naturally, तो बाहर outdoors में ये problem नहीं आएगा. Your camera will be taking care of it. If you are shooting it in auto mode, तो वो automatic ये करेगा. लेकिन especially at indoor night shoot shades में, you will have to check. You have to take care of these things. Clear? I hope it is not so too technical for you all. Okay. Partha sir. Okay. So ISO should not go beyond 800. Otherwise, आपका video grainy होगा. Am I audible?
Yeah, Ritesh ji.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now this is a basic lighting setup which I want to show you, that when you are doing interviews. So suppose this is a character which is sitting and you want to take an interview. You add one light. Okay. So I've added one light. Now this is called as a key light. What is key light? Key light is the main source of light. Now if I have added a key light, okay, you can see the shadows on the right side of her face. Okay. To avoid that, what I have to do, I have to add another light, which is called as fill light. Okay, this will fill up the shadow part and it will get a good light. Now suppose this girl is Indian, उसका बाल अगर काला होता है, black होते, तो वो background के साथ merge हो जाते हैं, right? So to avoid that, what we do, we add another third light, which is called as a backlight or hair light. So all the students, I want you to go and check after this session. You can check on 3-point light setup. Okay, you can take reference and you can see how 3-point light setup is done. All right. Now this is called as a 3-point light setup, which is very important, especially when we are shooting interviews and all. We take care of this. We always have a good lighting setup so that अपना interview भी अच्छा है, जिसका interview आप ले रहे हो. Correct. Now comes the very, very technical part, which is editing. Till now, we were dealing with production, Now this comes to post-production. Post-production, now you have kept the lighting, you have kept good lighting, you have taken very good interview, your audio was good. आपने कोई ऐसी जगह पे शूट नहीं किया जहाँ पे बहुत ज़्यादा loud noise था, ना ट्रैफिक का साउंड था, रेलवे स्टेशन या बस स्टैंड नहीं था. You have a very good video. Now editing them. What is editing? Although it is the final process in filmmaking, but it starts from the very beginning. Make sure that you keep your edit in mind when you're planning for your film. Whenever you are writing for the shots, shot number 1 के बाद shot number 2 आएगा, shot number 3 आएगा, everything is in your mind. Okay, actually you are editing. जब आप सोचते हो, आपके दिमाग में visuals आते हैं, your mind is working as an editor. Even when you are writing for your film, you are an editor. We call it as pre-editors. Okay, editing हो रहा है. Excuse me, guys. So editing. Yeah. Although editing is a final stage, post-production, but it should start at the very beginning. Now, there are a lot of students who are asking for a software. Now, guys, you can write these down. These are mobile softwares, which is KineMaster, Filmora Go, iMovies, NCH Video Pad, Adobe Premiere Rush. There is a utility called as Quick, QUIK, and there is a good editor, which is LumaFusion. Okay. Now, in this, every software will have its trial version. Okay, iMovies is free for iPhones, and NCH Video Pad is free for 3 export. iMovies and Windows Movie Maker, they generally come with the software, the OS operating system. Rest of the softwares are having some subscription. Okay. Now, all the apps are good, and KineMaster is one of the best app which is there and which has all the features what a good film on mobile phone needs. Okay, so KineMaster is a wonderful app. I've been using it for quite some time, and a lot of my students in our earlier filmmaking sessions, they have made the films on mobile phone, and believe me, they have got 4, 5, 6 nominations in international festivals on smartphone filmmaking, just by shooting on smartphone and just by editing everything on smartphone. Okay, so KineMaster, Filmora Go, iMovies is free. iMovies is free. KineMaster, you will get a trial. You can export. It's a full-fledged trial. The only thing, it will have a watermark of KineMaster on the export footage. Yeah. So Windows Movie Maker is there. Okay. Now, for desktop, people who are having an Apple desktop, there is Final Cut Pro. It's a professional app. There is Adobe Premiere. Okay, Premiere Pro आपने सुना होगा. Then there is something called as Davinci Resolve. Now, Davinci Resolve is a free software. It's a very good professional editing software. Actually, it's a color grading software. Okay, it is a color grading software, but you can do very good editing in this, and it's a free software. So you can download this, but it requires really good hardware. आपका जो लैपटॉप का कॉन्फ़िगरेशन होगा वो थोड़ा अच्छा चाहिए इसमें. So make sure you have that, otherwise you will end up in that the software will step in exporting and editing. Clear? Then we have Movie Maker. वो सबके पास आजकल almost सभी स्कूलों में, so they are teaching you all. Now, how to get edited your footage, how to get your footage edited. That is, what are the important elements of editing? What editing involves is assembling the shots, cutting them, splitting them, trimming them from the end and the beginning, adding transitions. Okay, transitions means more transition from one slide to another slide, the way we do it in PowerPoint. Now, one more interesting thing here, students, is you can use Microsoft PowerPoint to create your content. You can then record your audio in PowerPoint itself and export that presentation as a video file. Okay, that can be also a very good way of making your content. Okay, you just have to go to save option, share option, and export it as a video. Okay, you can record audio. You all are aware of these things, right? Aapka PowerPoint mein you can record audio also. Then you can add music. So things can be done in even that PowerPoint. Okay, what are the responsibilities of an editor? The responsibility of an editor is to keep the continuity intact. Suddenly कोई shot कहीं से आ गया और suddenly कुछ flow को तोड़ दिया, that should not happen. The timing is important. बहुत ही ज़्यादा कोई एक scene आप दिखा ही रहे हो. Okay, just for an example, कोई चल रहा है. Okay, चल रहा है, एक step लिया, 2 step लिया, 3 step लिया, 4 step लिया, 5 step लिया, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. हम कितना देर उसको बर्दाश्त कर सकते हैं, है ना? Overlays means when say like if you're watching me, there is an overlay of my title there. Can you see my name? That is an overlay. Something above the video. It can be a logo, Manish. So overlay means something above the video. So timing, like I was there, someone is walking, you're showing, कितना देर आप देख सकते हो, चल ही रहा है. So it can be established in 3 seconds also. It can be established in 5 seconds also. Not more than 7 seconds. If it is not having any objectivity. है ना, उसके चलने से कोई बहुत भारी फर्क नहीं पड़ने वाला है फिल्म में, तो उसको उतना देर चलता हुआ दिखाने की जरूरत नहीं है ना, नहीं तो बोर हो जाएगा. एक ही चीज आप ज्यादा देर तक आप नहीं देख सकते. सो कीप दैट इन माइंड, कट इट व्हेन इट इज नेसेसरी. ओके, जितना बर्दाश्त हो उतना ही फ्रेम में रख. ना इसको कितना टाइमिंग रखना है नहीं रखना है, इट इज योर डिसीजन. ओके, बट मेक श्योर दैट इट इज नॉट ड्रैगिंग द फिल्म अननेसेसरी, बिकॉज फेस्टिवल के रूल में आपको 15 मिनट की फिल्म बनानी है, तो आप हर एक शॉट को लेंदी रखोगे, उससे नहीं चलेगा. It should be precise. Okay, otherwise interesting नहीं होगा, वो लैग करेगा and people will get bored और बोलेंगे इसको डिस्क्वालीफाई करो, unnecessary ये टाइम बढ़ाया. करेक्ट. स्पेस मीन्स कंटिन्यूटी में क्या होता है ना, हम लोग स्पेस का भी ध्यान रखते हैं. स्पेस का ध्यान मतलब सडनली एक जगह से दूसरे जगह अब जब ट्रांजिशन होता है तो उस पर ध्यान रखना पड़ता है. देन क्लैरिटी एंड ऑब्जेक्टिव ऑफ योर फिल्म has to be there, otherwise unnecessary, again, don't drag your film. Clear? Okay. Now how to make your film in editing. Some sir told us that there are 2 tables of film making. One is your writing table and other is your editing table. Okay, on the editing table what we do, we first make a rough cut. Rough cut means you assemble all your shots, cut the unwanted part, see to उसको एक बार फिर से स्टार्टिंग से देखो, एक बार नहीं, 2 बार नहीं, 3 बार देखो. Show it to your friends, show it to your family members, show that this is what it is, ask their feedback, take feedback from them, explain them about your topic and subject, and ask them feedback that कैसा लग रहा है आपको, लेंदी लग रहा है क्या, कौन सा पार्ट आपको बहुत ज्यादा अनवांटेड लग रहा है. You also make that decision. Then once you get all this idea from, you can also take the help of your teachers and show them that this is what I have made, and you tell us what are the areas of improvement. Okay, once that is done, then create a fine cut. Fine cut means adding music, adding titles, adding subtitles, adding overlays, finalizing the music, जो भी है उसको crisp करना है. Whenever there is the narration, you have to lower down the music. When there is B-roll or the other overlay shots, जो भी आपके inserts आ रहे हैं, that time you can increase the music. So whenever someone is talking, you reduce the music, background music, and when someone is not, you see only the short where you can modulate usko, edit karte hum log. That can be done. And finally, you export your film. Okay. Now, these are few sites where you can take royalty-free audio tracks. Okay. The first one is completely free. YouTube Audio Library. Okay. ये Nimish sir के session में someone has asked this question about from where you can get, and someone is also asking a question about can we create your own music? Yes, you can create your own music if you know how to. Okay. Now there is Storyblocks, which is a wonderful site. From here you can get a lot of stock shots, also videos. You can also get a lot of videos. You can also go to audiojungle.net, or we can call it as Envato Elements. ENVATO, Envato Elements. These are the sites from where you can get shots with license. Okay. Now, if you ask me, if you want footage from Doordarshan, you have to write to Doordarshan that, sir, I need this episode or this content from this episode, okay, from the archives. Or if you want to shoot, first of all, you have to take permission whenever you want to shoot in any facility. Second, if you want to use their imagery, NASA, if you want to use any footage from NASA, you'll find that NASA provides a lot of footage for free. It is there on their website. Okay, and you can use them. Okay, a lot of these kind of organization will have certain amount of footage which they provide for free. You can utilize them. Okay, just at the end of the project, end of the film, you have to give them credit that this footage was taken up from this so and so website. Similarly, audio library from YouTube is a free source of music from where you can download your music. I will I'll show you how this site works. I have switched off my presentation and I will share another screen. Okay. Is my screen visible?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Now this is, I was referring to as a free audio source from YouTube. And this is a free music source you can all utilize for your website. Now here in this audio library, you just have to search here. Okay. You can search from title tracks. You can search with genres. You can search with mood, artist name or duration, whatever is required. Suppose we click on write, you can also type that jungle. Okay, so let us see kya kya aata hai. See this. So this is some music track which is having an attribute of jungle, not exactly jungle. Suppose this is free music. If I click on sound effect and then search jungle, see this jungle ambience, jungle atmosphere at night. It's only the ambient sound. Okay. Now, from here, you just have to search and you have to explore. Like I said in the beginning, that selecting a right music is the most tough part. Now, let us go to this site. This is another site where you can go to videos and you can download stock footage. Okay, जैसे adventure का कुछ footage चाहिए हमें, say like space craft. Okay. So all related to spacecraft, space shuttle videos are here. But this requires membership and these are paid. Okay. So if you are making really good video, you can also always have this paid subscription. Close, stop sharing that. Let's go back to our presentation. Okay. So I will show you quickly how we can use KineMaster as an editing tool. Okay. For that, I have to log on to this. Just a minute, I'll quickly log on to my mobile phone. I will share my mobile screen with you all. Okay, Partha sir, you need to allow me from my mobile phone.
Yeah, Praveen, please, can you please?
Yes, it is admitted.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, now I will share my screen. Okay, can you all see my mobile screen now?
Yes, Ritesh.
Okay, this is KineMaster application. Okay. Now these, if you open your KineMaster for the first time, you will see there is no project because I have been using this for a lot of projects. So I have a lot of projects here. So what I do, first thing you have to do is create a new project. Click on create new. Okay. Shall I give them 2 minutes time to download the software, sir, if possible?
Yes, please.
Yeah. So, dear students, all the participants, you can download this KineMaster application so that you can do this editing simultaneously with me.
We have fixed due to the limitation, we fixed till 5:30 in the Zoom. I don't know whether we can extend or not. We have to see.
Yeah. So how much time is left, sir? Okay, it's 30 minutes.
Yeah, 25 minutes. Then
that's enough. That's enough.
Thank you. But wonderful. I need more sessions for this.
Yeah. It's a very technical session. I'm just, I hope that I'm not rushing.
Actually, it's a more resourceful. Like it's going to be there on YouTube, and the student anytime they can watch and learn things. Thank you so much. It's a wonderful service. Thank you.
All right, participants, I hope that you have downloaded this application. It's a wonderful tool for creating really good videos. Okay. Now you click on create new project. So in the beginning, I told you about the different aspect ratios, if you remember. Okay. Now these are the different aspect ratio. If you want to create a vertical video, you select 9:16. If you want to create Instagram video, you select 1:1. Okay. If you want to create a cinematic, those videos, you can create 2.35:1. Okay. Right now we are sticking to 16:9, which is a standard aspect ratio for all the portals, for all the mediums. Okay. Now click on the next, which is on the right side of the screen. Select this aspect ratio and click on next. Once you click on next, you will find that all these your footage, your camera footage is there in this you can see your media browser. Okay. Now, first thing what you do is you go and click on the image asset. Image asset means there are some assets which are given by this software, free assets. Okay, you click on image asset, and from this image asset, I am taking a black background first. Why I am doing this? Because I want to start my film with a title. To have a title, a title will always be in a layer form. Layer means I need to have a base layer first, and on top of that, as an overlay, I will be having a text layer. What I do, I select this black frame. So I will just tap on this black frame, and you will find that it is falling down. Niche mein, you see that black frame is there. Okay. See this? Then I can move it with my finger. As you can just left and right. Now, what I want is the duration of this frame is only 2 seconds, which is not sufficient for me. I want it for longer duration. What I do, I click on this black frame. वो close करना है मुझे close. I'll just repeat. इसको delete करता हूँ मैं. I'll again go to media browser, image asset, black image हमने select किया. On top right corner, there is this cross. I will close this window, and I'm back in this main window of this KineMaster application. Now, I am not like I need more time for this first frame because I have a title for my film, and 2 seconds is not enough for reading that. A minimum 3 to 4 seconds I need. What I will do, I click on this black frame in the bottom. It will turn out, it will highlight yellow. Okay. Now, the two corners or the two edges of this frame are the edit handles where you can hold it and it will pop up with duration, and you extend it. Extend it to the duration you want. Suppose I want it for 4 seconds. So ये 4 seconds पे लाके छोड़ दिया हमने. Okay. So this is a 4 second black frame. Now what I do, I click on layer. Layer पे click किया. And then you find media, effect, sticker, text, and handwriting. I will click on text. And it will, once I click on that text, it will pop up with the typing window. Now give the title. Jigyasa, Mohatsav, Mahotsav 2022. Okay. So this is my title of film. Okay. Now, if you find that ये तो बड़ा छोटा सा size है, इससे बड़ा होना चाहिए, you just have to on the main screen. This is your preview screen where you see that written. Okay. Every time you do anything in this editing, you just have to check mark. ऊपर में check mark आता है, तो वो उसको आपको select करना है. Now what I can do is इसको ये drag down button से you can increase the font size. Okay. On the right side of the frame, the software का जो interface है, वहाँ पे you see something in capital A and small a. That is the button for font changing. Click on that and you can change the font type. Okay. ये हमने font अभी Exar bold करके जो font है वो select किया. See this, it is changed to this font. Now I want to change the color, so you can do that. On the right side of that scissor, or right side में देखिए, there is a white square, rounded square. Click on that, and this will pop up with the color options. So what is the color option for Jigyasa? What is the official color which we have kept for Jigyasa? I guess bluish कुछ है. Correct? So ये हमने इसका color भी change कर दिया. Now you see that Jigyasa जो text हमने लिखा, that is in yellow. The duration of that is also very less. It is 2 seconds. What I'll do, I'll click on that yellow layer and drag it till this point, 4 seconds. Now both the things are in sync with each other. The background is also 4 seconds and the text is also 4 seconds. Now I want that Jigyasa or the title of my film should not just be like that on the beginning of the frame. It should have some animation sort of thing on it. So click on this yellow layer, the text layer, and you see on the right side there is in animation, out animation, overall animation. You click on in animation and just click on fade, so it will appear like this. Or if you want to do a pop-up, so it will be popping up like this. Slide, left, right, up, down, clockwise rotation, counterclockwise, drop, scale up. Okay, so let us keep it very simple. We keep it as fade and check mark, so it will appear like this now. Okay, now you want, it is not appearing like, क्योंकि स्टार्टिंग में है ना, हमने उसको फेड का ऑप्शन दिया है, इफेक्ट दिया है. Now on the right corner you see just below that big circle control, there is a play button, a triangle. You click on that triangle and you will see that your timeline is playing now. Okay, like this. So 4 seconds is enough. Okay, now I want to add one more title. So this is the first title. जिज्ञासा महोत्सव के अंदर हमने एक फिल्म बनाई. मैं वापस इसको यहाँ पे लेके आता हूँ. यहाँ पे I add another layer, another text, and save trees. ये हमने एक दूसरा टाइटल भी दे दिया. सो जिज्ञासा, और उसके बाद सेव ट्री हमारा दूसरा टाइटल आ गया. इसका कलर मैं थोड़ा सा कुछ अलग करता हूँ. ओके, सो ये बहुत अलग अलग लग रहा है ना, ये कलर अलग है, ये कलर अलग है, अच्छा नहीं लगता है. ओके, व्हाट वी डू इज वी ऑलवेज फॉलो अ थीम फॉर आवर फिल्म. मेरा सारा टेक्स्ट एक ही जैसा होगा, सारा टेक्स्ट का कलर भी मैं एक ही जैसा लिखूंगा, नहीं तो बहुत ज्यादा हमें ना दिक्कत होती है. दिक्कत क्यों होती है? बार बार टेक्स्ट का कलर चेंज हो रहा है, अच्छा नहीं लगता है. हम क्या करेंगे, इसको भी हम व्हाइट ही रखते हैं. दिस इज मोर प्रोफेशनल अप्रोच टुवर्ड्स मेकिंग अ फिल्म. इसको भी व्हाइट ही रखते हैं. ठीक है, अब यहाँ पे यू कैन मूव योर टेक्स्ट बाय होल्डिंग इट एंड ड्रैगिंग इट लेफ्ट एंड राइट. More you use this software, you will feel more comfortable in this. Okay, so ये हुआ इसका first title. Then you have another title. इसको भी हम animation कर देंगे fade. Okay, and then start our editing. Editing means हमने शुरू किया जिज्ञासा महोत्सव, उसके अंदर हमने एक फिल्म बनाई जिसका शीर्षक है Save Trees. Okay. Now we will click on media, जो मेन डायल है आपका राइट साइड में. क्लिक ऑन दैट मीडिया एंड क्लिक ऑन कैमरा. कैमरा और DCIM, देयर आर टू ऑप्शन, कैमरा और DCIM. यू क्लिक ऑन कैमरा एंड दिस इज अ वीडियो व्हिच आई हैव शॉट ऑन मोबाइल फोन. दैट समवन वाज कटिंग ट्री. ओके, सो मुझे दिखा वो काट रहा है पेड़ ऑलरेडी किसी कंस्ट्रक्शन साइट पे. एंड देन आई वेंट एंड आई आस्क्ड हिम कि क्या, क्यों ऐसा कर रहे हो? तो ही सेड कि जलाने के लिए, खाना पकाने के लिए. फिर मैंने उसको बताया कि गवर्नमेंट ने तो अच्छा इनिशिएटिव निकाला है, उज्ज्वला स्कीम एंड ऑल दोस. सो उससे थोड़ा वार्तालाप करने के बाद पता चला कि ये अभी भी वो लोग वही यूज कर रहे हैं, ट्रेडिशनल वे ही यूज कर रहे हैं. नाउ वी स्टार्ट विद दिस फर्स्ट शॉट. यू जस्ट हैव टू क्लिक ऑन दैट वीडियो and it will fall down in this timeline. The bottom area is called as a timeline. Okay, so ये आपका फर्स्ट शॉट इधर आ गया. इसको प्ले करके हम लोग यहाँ से देखेंगे. एकदम पूरा स्टार्टिंग से प्ले नहीं करना, यहीं पे कर रहे हैं, प्ले करते हैं. ठीक है, अब ये कोई लकड़ी काट रहा है, कोई कुल्हाड़ी चला रहा है. कितना देर देखना है? टाइमिंग, आई टोल्ड यू अबाउट टाइमिंग. अब हो सकता है वो उस लकड़ी को काटने में उसको 10 मिनट लग गए. लकड़ी कुल्हाड़ी से काट रहा है, he doesn't have an मैकेनिकल सॉ. हाथ से काट रहा है ना, टाइम लगेगा. सो 1 2 3, बस काफी है. 3 बारी में इस्टेब्लिश हो गया कि कोई लकड़ी काट रहा है. सो एट दिस पॉइंट आई विल क्लिक ऑन दैट शॉट sorry, on the timeline. And I will see that when he lifts up the axe, ये देखो ये axe जो है ये ऊपर गया, और before it goes out of the screen, exactly at this point, ठीक है, I will click on that footage shot, and there is this scissor option on the top left side. Can you see that scissor option? You click on that scissor. There are 4 options. It says trim to left of playhead, trim to right of playhead. So what do we want to do is, I don't want the footage after this point, after this line, after my playhead. So I can do the trim to right of the playhead, and that is gone. Okay, this is editing. Basic of editing is cut and join. Now I'll go to shot number 2. I'll go to camera, and I have another shot which is recorded, which I kept in mind while recording. Editing in mind while recording. So editing while pre-production. ध्यान में रखना है. Shot number 2. Now here, this is shot 1, which is a angle from थोड़ा सा top high angle मैंने बताया था. Okay. Now this is my shot number 2, which is a slightly low angle. Okay. But the action is same. Correct. Cutting of wood, and he's cutting with an axe. That action remains the same, but 2 different shots. Now shot number 2, see his axe ये यहीं से आ रहा है. ओके, मैं क्या करता हूं, ये जब इसने एक्स उठाया, एंड बिफोर दिस एक्स एंटर्स इनटू दैट फ्रेम, यहाँ एक्स अभी भी फ्रेम के नीचे है, यहाँ पे मैं कट लगाता हूं. एंड नाउ आई डू नॉट वांट द बिगिनिंग ऑफ दिस लाइन, इसके पहले का नहीं चाहिए, तो आई विल सिलेक्ट टू ट्रिम टू लेफ्ट ऑफ द प्ले हेड. यहाँ पे सिलेक्ट किया. नाउ इफ यू सी the action is matching. So हमने क्या किया, there is an editing terminology which is matching on action. This action continues to the another shot where we match the action from first shot to another shot. Okay, so axe नीचे आया, लकड़ी पे लगा और ऊपर गया, फ्रेम से out, up, and then in next shot frame से in. So you will find that when you play it, it's a simultaneous shot. See, you will not feel any jerk. You will not feel anything कि आपको आंखों को तकलीफ हुई. आपको लगेगा कि आप एक ही सीन देख रहे हो. And this is very important, very, very important in editing, that you keep the continuity intact of the action. Clear, guys? Okay. So this is like this is how you do editing. Now next shot, एक और shot हम लोग जोड़ेंगे, उसके बाद मैं आगे चलता हूँ. Then हमने दिखाया इसको, एक और लो एंगल शॉट है, बहुत ही पावरफुल. इसका कंपोजिशन देखो आप. इसको बैक करते हैं, इसको एंड पे लेके आना है आपको हर बार, एंड ये शॉट हमने यहाँ पे लगाया. Now if you see this carefully, he was on the right side of the frame. Now suddenly he's on the left side of the frame. Okay, but the action is same. Okay, ये यहां से कट हुआ. Okay, ये यहां से कट हुआ, हाथ उसका ऊपर है और नीचे आया, और यहां से ये नीचे से ये वाला शॉट हम इसको जोड़ेंगे यहाँ पे. This point. Click here, trim to left. नहीं, बैक. ये एक्स उठाई और हमें लेफ्ट वाला पोर्शन नहीं चाहिए, हटा दिया. अब लेट अस सी. देखा, बिकॉज वो एक्शन सेम है और हम उसको शॉट को बरोबर मैच कर रहे हैं, एक्शन को, उसके एक्स के एक्शन को. सो वो आपको सीमलेस लगेगा, आपको ऐसा नहीं लगेगा कि यहाँ पे कोई विजुअल जर्क है या कुछ. नाउ इतना समझ गया होगा आपको. दिस इज हाउ यू एडिट योर फुटेज. ओके, वंस यू आर डन विद दिस, you can add layers. Okay, You can add stickers, you can add logos and all just by clicking on layer media. Okay, now important is you want to add background music to your film. Okay, background music डालना है हमें क्या so on this, bring your this red line, this playhead to the beginning. Click on audio. On that main dial, can you see audio tab? Right side, audio. Click on audio, and you will find there are a lot of audio tracks which are there in this application. Suppose deep in the forest. तो ये आपको सुनाई देगा. Come along. मुझे ये थोड़ा ठीक लग रहा है इस फिल्म के हिसाब से, तो इसको मैं I just have to click on this plus and you will find that the audio track is just below this text track which is in blue color, green color. ठीक है, अब इसको प्ले करते हैं. देखा आपने, म्यूजिक भी डाल दिया. अब यहाँ पे हम आगे आगे एडिट करते जाएंगे. और सपोज मेरा इस पे इंटरव्यू है, ये इंटरव्यू हमने लगाया है यहाँ पे. At this point, after this, he starts talking. Can you see this composition, rule of third? Now, from this point onwards, I want the music to go down. Volume को नीचे करना है म्यूजिक के. मुझे क्या करना है, ये म्यूजिक लेयर पे क्लिक करना है. And on the right side, can you see those two dots, small two dots with an ECG logo? है ना, एक वेव फॉर्म दिख रहा है. This one, which is highlighted in red now. I will click on that, and it will show volume envelope. With this, what you do is you add one pointer here. वो प्लस पे क्लिक करना है और इधर लाके यहाँ पे एक प्लस पे क्लिक करना है. And at this point, you have to reduce the volume to almost 15 to 20%. इतना करना है. Okay, can you see this animation happening in the audio file? Correct. So what we did is from starting to this point, it was 100%. Here we added one keyframing, and after some time we have added another key where the music gradually goes down, and we can easily hear to this person. इसका भी वॉल्यूम हम यहाँ से 100 कर देते हैं. अब इसको प्ले करते हैं. ठीक है. Now he is talking in Marathi. It's a regional language. महाराष्ट्र में है, महाराष्ट्र में शूटिंग हो रहा है. ये फिल्म मुझे भेजनी है इंटरनेशनल साइंस फिल्म फेस्टिवल में, जहाँ पे पूरी दुनिया से लोग इसको देखेंगे. सो वी नीड टू हैव सबटाइटल. करेक्ट. जो भी ये बोल रहा है इनका हमें सबटाइटल चाहिए. सबसे पहले तो हमें इनका नाम लगाना पड़ेगा कि ये कौन है. तो अगेन गो टू लेयर, ऐड टेक्स्ट. ओके, जो भी इनका नाम है, रामदीन. ठीक है, जो भी है. ओके, ये किया हमने और इनको इधर पे लेके आया. ऑन द राइट साइड देखो, उसका जो कलर है वाइट है. देयर आर लॉट ऑफ एलिमेंट्स विच आर ऑफ दैट सेम शेड. हमें क्या करना है, इसमें टेक्स्ट के ऊपर क्लिक करके देयर इज समथिंग कॉल्ड एज बैकग्राउंड कलर. यू क्लिक ऑन दैट बैकग्राउंड कलर, यू क्लिक ऑन एनेबल. ओके, सो यू विल फाइंड दैट हमारा जो टेक्स्ट है उसके पीछे हल्का सा ट्रांसपेरेंसी लग गया है. ओके, सो ये आपने ऐड किया. सो ये आपकी ऐसी ट्रांसपेरेंसी लग जाएगी. ठीक है. नाउ इसके बाद जो भी आपको सबटाइटल डालने हैं, जस्ट सेम फॉलो दिस सेम प्रोसेस. ऐड द सबटाइटल. हाय, I am working as a security guard at night. This is what he was telling. ये यहाँ पे लेके आया आप नीचे safe area से थोड़ा सा ऊपर. Again go to, now keep it very simple. बहुत ज़्यादा कोई font में ये नहीं करना है. Keep it very simple. रोबोटो रखते हैं, बहुत simple. And then again go to background color of this text, enable and click on full width. और ये ऐसा. Got it? Simple now. कितना आसान है. We are doing everything on mobile. See, everything is we are doing on mobile phone. Okay. Now, once you are done with your film, what you have to do is you have to export it. Okay. Now, how to export it? On the right side, there is this up arrow and square. Click on that. And it will ask you the resolution. Kitna resolution rakhna hai? Full HD, half HD, 720p, cinema, PAL. Generally, in India, we consider 25 frames per second frame rate. And we click on full HD, whatever the requirement. Now, there is something very important, which is the bit rate. If you are uploading for film festival, you should always keep it at high. Okay, so your film will be about 234 MB. If you want to share it with your friends on WhatsApp and all, isko kam kar dena hai. Now WhatsApp from mobile phone, it accepts only 16 MB. Okay, but the lower the size, the lower the quality will be. Okay, right now I'm keeping it in middle and we are clicking on save as video. Now it is saving. Okay. Once it is saved, the saving time required depends on your mobile phone, the configuration and hardware. और इसको हम play करेंगे photos में. Okay, so this is how we have edited our video. Clear?
Wonderful, wonderful. Excellent.
All right. So if you have any queries, I'll stop sharing my mobile phone now.
Yeah, thanks a lot for interacting, very, very interactive way. You already answered all the questions, so we don't have any big role to play right now, and except thanking you so much for your valuable session for enriching the students. Now I request Rini to carry forward. Yeah.
Okay. So I, Dr. Rini Singh, on the behalf of CSI IITR, thank all the wonderful resource persons for their interesting and interactive engagements with the students. The basic idea behind all this is to arouse the curiosity of the students to learn and understand the content better. It is indeed a unique opportunity for all the students to showcase their talents in terms of content creation. Content that is accurate, useful, and at the same time meaningful for the audience perceiving it. So all the wonderful students out there, gear up with your enormously creative minds in order to develop scientific content in the form of videos, infographics, comics, science fiction, app development, and animation, waiting eagerly for your entries. Well, I take this opportunity to thank our director, Dr. Barik, for supporting us for the cause. I thank Dr. Partha Sarthi Ramakrishnan and the entire team for putting up the program. I thank Dr. Geetavani, Dr. Sridhar for giving us the platform to interact with the students. All the Jigyasa noodles for popularizing the Jigyasa Vigyan Mahotsav 2022 and taking a wholehearted attempt to educate the students on various themes. I thank all the participants for showing in their interest in the various boot camps. Thank you one and all. Stay tuned for further announcements on the website. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Riteji, Sanjay Mathurji, and I think Nimish already left, and I'll thank him personally. And once again, thank you everyone for a wonderful evening. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Namaskar.
Namaskar.